the go live notification still said episode 6, but the actual title should say, if it works properly, episode 7. I think I forgot to press done below it, so it might still say 6, but it's actually 7. Welcome, everybody, to episode 7 of Wicked Ones Online, where we are
Our
evil
amazingly
dungeon
named
monsters. Yeah. Evil dungeon
Yeah.
monsters rating of virtual world.
Yeah, so last time, people fought back,
Mm.
you know, because you've been raising towns left and right.
How did that go?
Yeah, I mean, you won. You beat them all up. I think the biggest loss was Handless Bill got away.
They took Handless Bill. Yeah. He was ours.
Oh, dare.
Well, he'll go on to not tell his story.
Yep, not at all. Never again can Handless Bill communicate, I guess.
It was monsters. Broken jaw, ripped out tongue.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
dude.
Bad news.
We Helen Kellered him.
You did not treat him well. But yeah,
Hence the name of the game.
you're the bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the next thing we got to do is talk about how does the rest of the world, what do they do?
How much do they hate us?
Yeah, we got to do the faction turn. That's what it's called.
Factions.
Not officially in the cycle, but like I don't know what else to do it, so we're just gonna occasionally do a faction turn.
Yep.
Makes sense.
The game says there are factions, the game says there are clocks, and it doesn't say when to increase them. I think this does make sense.
So we're just gonna do a faction turn.
So
Important things
one
to
roll for
update.
anything that already has a clock, and then add a clock for one of us each.
Yeah, everyone gets that. But Pineapple Graveyard found their mage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
So
That clock's
that
done.
clears. And they're going to immediately start a new clock. After the return of Handless Bill to launch a raid.
that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There is some logistics involved.
You know why they're not raiding us again immediately? They have there's a weekly lockout. They just can't
Yeah.
again.
Something
Yeah.
like that. But they're coming back. And they are 2 faction levels above you.
Should it be
One
a
might
6 clock
consider
instead of a
doing
4 clock?
something about this problem, but that's what the faction turns are for, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Marissa, what was your question?
Should it be a 6 clock instead of a 4 clock, or would the 4 clock mean, hey, look, they're coming a little early and might not be quite so prepared?
Well, you killed all but like one person.
Yeah,
The
last
last
time
2
some of their
times they
members
showed up.
left. Also, last time some of their members left, so we kind of didn't get a full raid last time. Because they
Yeah.
took Handle Spill back with them, some of them.
The Torchbearer and Handless Bill got away,
Mm-hmm.
so they know exactly where you are.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'm
Just didn't
starting the
know
clock at 4, though. They got to roll to advance it. They can't just...
Yeah.
They don't get
Yeah.
starting points.
Yeah.
They need raid points in order to raid us, and they have to like farm those raid points.
I'm trying to give you a chance to do something to, like, address it, but you really have, like, one chance
I have one strong idea.
to approach this problem. Or you can just get raided again. That works, too.
I'll probably spread rumors there's no loot or something.
Steal eggs from Grandma the Dragon and have them as the new welcoming agents for the raid.
I don't think we want to piss off the tier 3 light and then the tier 3 dark faction.
At the same time, yes.
We need
Yeah.
to do
Both
them.
of them.
Yeah, have them fight each other.
Yeah.
See, you get to do a really cool event then where it's back to back. You get raided, you chase them out of the dungeon. Whoops, there's a dragon.
No, it's War of the Three Armies. Come on now.
Ooh, actually, I have an idea about how to deal with this. Because we're like 50% kobold, right? You two.
Yeah.
Mostly
We used to be
kobolds.
we used to be 75% kobold.
50%, unless you're not counting the minions. The minions.
So obviously the light people just think, oh, we can draw them to Greymaw instead because they're dragon people.
I don't know. We're doing the faction turn.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll get to it after.
Shall
we're
we
gonna
just start at the
start-
top and roll across?
Yeah, we're gonna start at the top, doing all of the dice for like all of the active clocks. The spirit of industry continues to spread, I guess.
It does.
1d6.
You rolling it?
No.
Either
They-
way,
it
they
doesn't
don't
matter, it's
spread.
3. Nothing. Yeah.
Okay.
Then we have 2 for the champions of the Claw Lords to sink the island.
I'll roll that one.
All lords.
Oh. Nope.
Nothing.
Ah, good.
Okay, Kill It With Fire wants to find us as well. Oh
Yep.
boy. Also
Nope.
nothing. Thank you,
Also
low
nothing.
dice. This is the time for low dice.
The Hand of Progress is also coming to get you.
Everyone wants us.
We need to start other clocks for them. That's the thing. A
Well,
1. That's 1 tick.
They have
on the-
progress, so
They
one
make
tick.
progress on launching a raid, basically.
We have 2 raid clocks going.
Yeah.
I
What do you think they're gonna do when they get them? They're just gonna like
Yeah.
not attack the dungeon.
So bad.
The Satyr Lord.
He was like planning a party, right?
Yeah, you
Yeah, we
plan a
didn't have
party.
text next to that one for some reason. But yeah, it's planning a party, inviting everyone to that party. Who wants to roll for that one?
I got it. 3d6. Party, party,
One tick on that.
party. Launching a party. Party raid.
All right, yeah, 1 tick on the party
And does-
clock.
Pineapple Graveyard get a roll for each of their clocks, or just the second one?
I get a roll for both of them.
I usually play it for 1, I think, when I do prep, but it depends on the clocks.
Yeah, they get 1 downtime action.
That's fair.
Do they care about us or
Probably
taking out the
want to roll.
gargoyle? Gargoyle.
Gargoyle.
The
I
Argyle
know.
Gargoyle.
The Argyle
1d6
gargoyle.
1d6
Yeah.
to see which one it is, and then the 3d6 to see how much they work on it.
All right. That sounds
Decision
good.
time. 2.
Oh, number 2.
That's the first one then.
And
Oh.
1 tick.
And they get 1 tick on it. Yeah.
All right. They know where our dungeon is. Greymaw the Dragon is going to hatch their eggs.
Oh,
And
nice.
they hatch.
Yeah, the eggs hatch.
Perfect.
Okay.
So now there's a bunch of dragonlings. This is fine.
I know immediately what Greymaw's new clock is going to be.
We
What?
are almost at it. We only have one
Almost
more.
there. We
The
got one
Conclave
more,
of
yeah.
Light. Install their god over the lizard folk. Should I roll that one? I know it was my idea, but I wasn't
Yeah,
sure.
sure.
Go ahead.
Also 2 ticks. So that's gonna increase. I think ooh.
And then everyone gets to start a new clock.
Yeah.
I think the forest denizens might be up to something.
Yep. I kind of want to put a clock in for the griefers.
I think I've got the Children of the Cobra of Ceremonies.
All right.
And
Oh, if you
Jordan,
got one, do
mentioned
it.
Greymaw.
Oh, yeah. I got one for Greymaw.
Where's
Do we
our-
roll to see if it happens or do we just put the clock in?
I believe we rolled to see if it happens. I believe was what.
Yeah, I mean,
last
we've
session.
already loosely established one downtime rule. So if you start a clock on someone who already rolled, they don't
Yeah,
get
it
to
would start
it.
empty.
That's fair.
So Greymaw's would start empty, but no one else's would. I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, you want to start? Who wants to start with their action?
You know what? Grandma, what's the next logical thing? Once your eggs hatch, you got to get food.
Feed them an
Feed-
entire village.
Feed the babies.
Do we think that's a 4 or a 6 to feed them a village?
Probably a 6.
I'm not so sure it's a village. It might just be.
It takes
whatever
a village
faction
to
we-
raise a dragon.
Takes a village to raise a dragon. That's true. I like the idea of 6 because it just seems logical. Like the eggs can all hatch at the same time, but like you have to individually feed the dragons. Like you can't, you know.
I think, yeah, I think that makes sense. I think the War Sisters are going to start organizing a raid on the Conclave of Light. This is going to be like the Stormwind City, all of the Horde are attacking us and trying to kill our king kind of raid, where they're just like, let's go target the biggest city and kill the leader of it. They'll respawn later. But kind of the idea of they want to, yeah, not cause a war. They are not that long planning, but more just do a big one-time raid and get a bunch of loot. Yep.
So they are attacking the
Conclave of Light.
Conclave of Light.
Yeah. They're basically killing all the quest givers in the biggest town. I think it would be a 6 o'clock. It's not it's not a small village. It's not an easy thing to do. So I think it would be a 6 o'clock for them. But they got 1 tick in it from the roll.
The map for where the silly village is.
Which one is getting raided? Which one is getting raided?
No, I was checking something else out.
Okay.
Also, that guild is like, it was the War Sisters, right?
The War Sisters is the PvP and Griefing guild.
They're very far away. Okay.
They are. There's a reason it's a 6 o'clock.
So I think that the children of the Cobra of Ceremonies have decided, hey, look, the Crafters and the Gatherers Guild is down on their luck. Let's grab their Espalier stuff while they're not paying attention. So they're looking to basically repeat our feat and steal from the Hand of Progress.
Excellent. I like it.
So apparently they don't
Oh,
actually.
so they're trying to take him down. They're trying to take him down another
peg,
tier.
Yep.
Yeah, they did it by dressing the 3 children up in a trench coat and putting on his shoulders and a fake mustache going, "Hello, sir."
Except the game mechanics wouldn't actually let that happen because while they might be played by kids, they're, adults in the game, and it just was a really, really
It was like a
tall
12
person
foot
in a
tall
trench
dude.
coat.
Okay.
What's up with
Ooh.
the
I
forest
see what the
denizens?
forest
They-
denizens are trying to do.
They're planning a pillage raid against Kill It With Fire because why wouldn't they want Kill It With Fire to not exist if they live in the woods?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So they're trying to swap places with it
Excellent.
in the rankings.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So I guess we need a roll for both Greymaw and the forest denizens.
Grandma already rolled to hatch his eggs.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
the clock
Forest
is there.
denizens.
Get a tick.
They
King.
get a tick.
Sweet. I am liking how we're setting this up, and Indigo, your structure for this, I think, is
Yeah, I like the
very
faction
good.
turn.
I mean, I don't want to do it all myself.
Fair. I think we're good. So, in terms of developments that are concrete, the biggest thing is Greymaw's eggs have hatched. I think everything else is still ticking. Okay.
And I guess there has to be some.
And then the regular town is digging.
I think
Yeah,
we
I don't like
lost you
that
for a
big.
second.
Yeah,
Indigo.
no, it's freezing, and I can't figure out why.
Okay. Perfect.
But the regular town is digging.
That's not ominous at all. An 8 clock for digging. Are we
Yep.
getting another
Ziggurat.
ziggurat?
Nope. Why would I build the same thing twice? No, it's not a ziggurat. It's also not a
Balrog?
pit. We have enough pits at the moment.
Listen,
But they
it's
are
a-
digging.
It's a Balrog that's head is a ziggurat, but an upside down ziggurat.
So it's a
We
Balrog
already had an
upside down
upside-down
pyramid
ziggurat,
head.
though.
Exactly.
Yeah, an inverse ziggurat is a notable feature.
Perfect.
Yeah. They get 1 tick on the digging clock.
All right.
Do we know what happens when a clock finishes, or is it just a matter of, and now another clock starts?
Well, in the instance of, like, the pillaging clocks, they will take another faction down a tier, because that's how...
Yes. But for
Yeah, those
something
swap
like
spaces.
Mhm.
the eggs hatch, like, do we know what
Hmm.
that does?
No, I think it's just narrative. That's
Yeah, it's
usually
just
how it works.
narrative.
Okay.
Like... It changes what Greymaw can do with later actions, because there's now more dragons.
Yeah, but factions themselves don't actually have a lot mechanically to them, I think.
Okay.
So you don't
Not really.
need to. There's not much to dive into for that. It's mostly just narrative.
I mean, you can change their motivation a little bit based on the clock.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
so I switched it to protect their whelps instead of eggs because it's different now.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that the tier 3 light faction's like, great, there's a tier 4 light faction, let's take them out.
Yep. Light doesn't
mean
mean
allied.
good. Light just means
No
on the side of
loyalty.
humans versus monsters. That's it.
All right. And then I think now it's time for us to plan our actions in the world.
Yeah, who do we want to raid? We got to do a raid.
Plan the raid time.
Whatever we do,
Hmm.
well, we don't know about the eggs hatching, do we? We know about pineapple graveyards, so whatever we should
We
do
probably
is
have only
probably-
heard, like, in terms of, we've just
Ben.
heard that Greymaw is now hunting a lot more than normal or something like that.
Yeah. You
So-
see Greymaw out and about in a way that they weren't previously.
Mm-hmm.
Our plan should probably be something around increasing our defenses.
Oh, speaking of plans, let's check it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we have our.
We have
We
a
have-
plan.
we need to
We
get
have
knowledge.
a plan.
Acquire
What's the
knowledge
plan?
is our current step, I believe.
I think so.
And what they say the best defense is a
A
giant
better
robot.
offense.
The best
Oh,
defense is a giant robot. All the time.
do we know that it was Pineapple Graveyard that stole Handless Bill?
No. You know
We-
the second group of people
we know
that came
someone's
in.
coming after us. We just don't know who it is.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Because Handless Bill got out. So like,
All the humans
obviously-
look the same anyway. It doesn't...
I say we roll.
Wait a minute. They're a raiding guild. They'd have their own tabards.
They would.
They would.
I think we
Okay.
can probably guess that it was them, especially because they've been all over the Gargoyle Mountain. Like,
They
And
have.
we've
it
been
might
hanging
have been the
around.
raiders nearby that raided us.
Then I vote that we go and raid them.
You want to raid the tier 3 faction?
I
Ugh.
do
Best
not
defense,
want to do
Ugh.
How is
not against these guys. The best defense is
Come
Giant
on.
a
robot.
good offense in this case would need to be extermination, and nothing
And
short of
we
that.
have 2 vengeful characters, and they just took our captain.
I do want to point
Right.
out extermination will take 6 raids in a row.
I know. That's why I don't think
That
it's a
is what
good
it will
idea.
take to take them out. A full-on campaign, 6 in a row, is what it takes to destroy them.
So,
Maybe-
and I'll do this in character. We'll give them something else to deal with. A dragon is out hunting. It needs something. Let's point it in their direction.
Ooh. I think my character says, I think I can make something that'll like be intoxicating to dragons. We can plant it in their stuff, and then Greymaw will attack them.
You're trying to find dragon nip?
Yeah, dragon nip. Well, trying to make dragon nip. All the naturally growing dragon nip is probably all eaten by now.
You're getting a lot of princess blood.
A lot of princess blood.
I don't know what dragons hunger for princesses. Like, it's a known factor. That's why no one takes the class.
Who would know? Like, I'm trying to. I want to try and double whammy. You know, like we need to get knowledge on like kaiju robots, or could like watching Greymaw decimate people be like, oh, this is how we make our kaiju robot.
Yeah, so maybe we have to actively stick around to watch the aftermath in order to make that raid work for the knowledge.
Yeah, a bunch of scan rolls, just watching the dragon, getting its form down, so we can do biomimicry for the kaiju robot.
I might have an idea that will two birds, one stone us. My vile friend, the Arbalest, is a Magitech black market kobold merchant. He will definitely know about parts to build giant robots, and he also might know about some spice or some kind of a substance, or maybe a magic item that will draw the attention of Greymaw. We could go talk to them.
Isn't Vile Friends like a downtime action?
I do not think so.
I think it is to like
contact Vile Friends, NPCs, or factions.
Get help from your Vile Friend is a pay gold thing.
Pay gold exclusively. Okay.
I don't think it's exclusive, but it's listed there. Let me see.
I think it's I just thought it was like a downtime style action to go talk to them.
I was intending to do it during free play.
Okay, so under pick a vile friend, they're more or less friendly towards you and can be paid for help and items, information, and so on. So I think if we have the gold, we can just pay them for help.
Yes. So if you'd like to pay for your vile friend, we can have a short conversation and see what we can.
Does anyone have gold?
No. That stuff's valuable.
All right, cool. We have no gold.
Okay, what we gotta do is we have to
reach into my robe and pull out a sack of coins, and I have gold. Your friend better be worth it.
Oh, he is. He's probably the only person I've met who's she pauses for a second and then says, smarter than I am. That was legitimately hard for her to admit.
Your friend had better be worth it.
I roll my eyes. He's also not as patient as I am, as a drawback. We should go quickly.
All right.
So you have the gold.
Perfect.
Yeah. So what seedy place do we find your kobold black marketeer?
So I think, let me go to the map. For Magitech, I think they might be in...
Like around the crafting guild?
No. I think the Conclave tend to use some Clockwork-esque Magitech related stuff with all of their cannons, and some of their more experimental devices. So, like, think maybe somewhere between an Age of Sails tech and also like Dishonored Whale Punk, Blades in the Dark-esque, like lightning walls and strange mechanical creatures. Like somewhere in between those two, where it's coming, it's like in a few years, if this was real life, or like went on the timescale of real life, in a few years they'll be up to that tech level. So they have primitive Magitech there.
So like weird sail and gear powered things and burning oils.
Yep, exactly. Except instead of oil, they're burning some like magic crystal or something that that powers it, but still somehow it needs steam to function. Even like it just doesn't use coal. It
You are
uses
burning a rock to create steam.
only
and somehow that's a myth.
it's not coal. It's a singular crystal that burns the water for steam instead of coal.
Okay.
Something weird.
So you make your way to this like pretty clean city with big holy banners of I
Where
don't know.
no one speaks the dark tongue.
No one speaks
all
the
just have our
dark
hoods
tongue.
up.
Well, not
was
no
gonna say,
one
if-
speaks the dark tongue.
Yeah, we can.
Um,
There's probably like a
wherever
sewer
the-
entrance or like
I was
yeah.
gonna say
There's,
wherever there's light, there's shadows. You go to some seedy alley, you lift up like a trash can, and there's like a spiral staircase under a trash can that you go down, and then there's like the evil market or whatever that's
Yeah.
under the city that no one's ever bothered to find before.
yeah, we walk past like a slave auction and some other stuff like
Yeah.
other
Run by slugs for slugs.
yes. And the slaves are slugs too. It's just all
Yeah.
slugs.
It's like a bunch of slugs. You're not only the context clues of signage tell you what's going on. You just see there's a bunch of slugs there. When you pass by questionable street meat, and you find your way to a giant. I don't know. You said what's his like he's an
All
herbalist.
the arbalist is all they're known as.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of crossbows pointing out of a wall with like a small kobold-sized door in between them.
Perfect.
And you can squeeze your way through the firing squad that's attached to the wall.
Yeah.
And make your way in to see your friends.
Excellent. So I think Nash comes in and she walks in the door very casually and she says, Arby, I'm back. She hasn't been like she is not on these terms with him. She just is acting strangely.
Yeah. So there's a kind of like, the eye roll. It's like, what? It's like, how may I be of assistance today? He's treating you like a regular customer.
Yeah. Yep. Completely professional and cold.
Yeah.
And she's like, don't be like that. You know what happened. She pauses for a second and like looks at him, and he, I assume, is still kind of
he's
implacable.
being professional. He's like, I don't quite remember what happened last time.
Fine. Whatever. We're looking for some information. That's why everyone's here.
As
What
the
can I
other
help you with
three
today?
of us, funnel through the tiny door and completely.
Yeah,
close
you're
up.
like, can blank fit through the door?
I don't think I'm the biggest one here anymore. Isn't
Dougie's
Esmeralda
bigger.
That's true.
Doug's a little bigger. Like Doug looks more like proportional. I always feel like Blank is like very like you look like the Slender Man to me. Like,
Yeah.
in my brain.
Okay.
So I think Doug is literally like on his hands and knees and going, "So you studied the crossbow, I studied the blade. We're not so different."
Crossbows usually beat swords.
Not my sword. Like he's literally like he's like an adult in like the kids' play area.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you see who I'm saddled with. We're looking for information on. I think she's going to say. We don't want to give the whole game plan away, so I think she says we're looking for information on Magitech, like electro servos or something like that. Like she's gonna name one of the big
You
parts
want
that we
weird
would need.
Magitech parts?
She's gonna look for information and schematics for them. She doesn't want to give away that we're building a giant robot, but she does want information on like one of the big parts, and those servos would be like how we build the limbs or something like that for a robot.
I mean, like, well, there's I mean, obviously, like you just pass through all the weird
Yeah,
gear sale mechanisms that, like, not in this room, but like in the city above, that just kind of gestured up. It's like there's some up there. I think that's where they.
As usual, Nash rolls her eyes and then says, "You're thinking too small, Arby." Just like before. I am looking for how to build them, and I'm looking for something a bit bigger. She like keeps increasing the width between her hands a lot. Like
I mean,
oversized. Any
Would you consider going to school? It's a very specific thing you want. I don't know if there's an instruction manual you can steal. Like maybe enroll in university?
she just gives him a look of insult. And I think after a shocked silence, she says, "The light's corrupting you."
No, I went to Crossbow University. He has a
I thought that was a
placard on the wall.
metaphor.
No, it was 6
See,
years.
you kept bringing it up. I thought it was just a phrase.
It was 6 years of my life.
I have a master's in arbally.
Crossbows.
Arbalism.
Arbal man.
Everyone keeps asking me if it's about plants, but it's not.
I think in the stunned silence, you just hear the twang as like one of the bowstrings that I was poking at has been played like a violin string.
Excellent.
No one writes their weird magic science notes and just leaves them around.
I suppose that would be too easy.
They're all paranoid. They all think that their device will end and/or save the world. The lot of those inventors. No respect for traditional crafts. No respect for bent wood and string.
All right. Then what I'm looking for is the smartest, least respected inventor in this whole town. Someone who is, by all definitions, insane. But if they could just get one thing working, they would become the top inventor in maybe the whole island. But never have. We can work with that person. There's got to be one, at least. There's probably a whole group of them. Maybe they have a book club.
I think there was a guild that came through a couple months ago. Something about hands and progress.
Continue.
Well, they had these really cool wagons, and
We already got that. No. I need something more. It's like if you were at your university, I'm sure you went to like parties and stuff, but they were nerd parties because, you know, you're not you're a respectable individual. You don't go to real parties. She says, what are the like inventions they would talk about as rumors at the party that this person was worked on, but none of them took seriously because there's no way that could be real.
I don't speak the light tongue.
Then how did you go to university?
It was an evil university. It was for crossbows.
So this guy's a smuggler, right?
He is a black market.
Black marketeer.
Marketeer, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So
I'm just going to step forward, barely containing my rage at this point.
you can see why Nash
right.
and him, yeah, they have the history, but it's not a productive history.
All right, moron. Listen very, very carefully. We're looking for the craziest asshole you've ever met that holds a screwdriver and a hammer. All right? I want to know some batshit insane inventor that wasn't taken into any of these other damn guilds. Someone that is so fucking dangerous that no one wants to talk to them. That's who we're looking for.
I know someone who doesn't want to talk to anyone.
You're looking at him.
Big purveyor of crossbows. He's bought an alarming amount for a single individual.
That's good.
He always had like this tree sap colored visor on, and he had a cool like motorcycle.
Sounds like my kind of man. Did he build the motorcycle himself by any
I
chance?
think so, because I've
Aha,
never seen
we're
a
on to
motorcycle
something here.
before.
Just take
Oh,
that one
no.
pencil you have left and continue through the thought. Who is this man?
I got a business card.
Yeah, Nash is
Right,
like
it was
You can read.
Nash
Where's
has a
the business card?
foreboding feeling.
And there's a knight through like there's like a sword. It's the Emperor Knight's business card. It's the
Yes.
Yep.
He notoriously refuses to team up, but you know.
yeah, the crazy person that no one works with builds weird stuff. Those are the two
Yep.
requirements we had.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I found them.
Yep. Oh no, he's max level. I think.
A worthy opponent.
All right. We need your help. As much as I'm loath to say it, he was in here before. You have a contact for him. I need you to set up a meeting with him. That's
I
harder than
really
it sounds.
just-
Wait, no.
I really
need
just
you
deliver him
to.
crossbows.
Okay.
Where do you deliver him to? Where are the other crossbows going? I mean,
Where are the
I said-
crossbows?
I showed up one time and placed a reoccurring order for a case of crossbows a month.
where do you drop them off?
The mail?
What is the address? So I'm like on my hands and knees.
Yeah.
It's less of an address and more of a meadow.
What meadow?
It's about halfway between that creepy dark mountain and
I know.
the
what to do.
wizard gizzard tower.
Okay.
I need latitude.
Here's what I need you to do.
longitude.
You're sending out a next shipment soon, I assume.
In like a week. Yeah.
That'll work. You need to add a note to the shipment offering this person a quest. I do not care what the quest is. Make it up as you go along. Offer them a quest. They will take it hook, line, and sinker. Make it a solo quest, and make it take them a while to do, and make them travel all across the island for it. Make it a big old, like, fetch unique items quest. I don't care. Distract them with that
I do
quest.
have a list of crossbow components that are particularly hard to come by.
Perfect. That's all we need. We can handle the rest. I look to the others. All right, we can handle the rest.
I'm not gonna fight him.
If all goes well, we will never fight him. You will probably get a chance to fight him because I know how this goes.
Yes.
We could try like rob his house.
Oh yeah,
Is that
no,
your
we're getting him out of the
plan?
house. We're robbing his house blind.
house.
Yeah, unfortunately, he probably has some kind of defenses. He definitely has
He's
some kind
getting
of
a
defenses.
shipment of
crossbows.
crossbows a week. He's
A
got
month.
crossbow defenses.
Yeah, every
a
month he's getting a shipment of crossbows. There's no way this isn't probably one of the most dangerous places
It's
on the
filled
island.
with crossbows.
Yeah, but that's probably what we need. If we're ever going to find a dragon luring thing, it's probably there too. But I think I'm going to about that
You
because
know how to summon a dragon.
we do.
Yes. It's princesses.
That's fair.
He knows where the
He
princesses are.
probably might have a princess living in that house. If he
That would be
is,
weird.
if he is the
That would
anime
be
protagonist of this game, though, he might.
Odds are possible, not
No.
impossible.
He's definitely like Prince Charming from Shrek, where he's got a book of princesses.
That'll work.
Why
too.
are we making this so hard? We never designated the gender of the Amber Knight.
No, we did
They
not.
could-
The Amber Knight might be
The
a
Amber Knight
princess.
is a princess.
The Amber Knight could secretly be a princess. You are
That's
correct.
He
true.
avoids this class. He took the
Also,
secret
Shangri-La
class.
Frontier reminds me a bit.
Oh.
He knew it would be more effective.
What if the Amber Knight is also Greymaw and also the princess.
That would be too many things at once. You can't be two factions.
That's true.
I think as we're leaving, Blank just catches Nash's eye, points one arm at like the crossbow purveyor, and with just one eyebrow raised says smarter.
He used to be. I think university changed him.
He
He's been
traded a
blinded by
lot
the
for
light.
crossbow knowledge.
Yeah, he min-maxed.
He puts his hand in just kind of like, wow, low bar, like you are less intelligent.
She steps on
than
your toes
him,
as she walks past you. And then, because she's probably too light for it to matter, stomps on them slightly, and then you'll actually feel it.
We'll see if I come out of here with a free crossbow, so...
That's likely. You'll trip over the things. Do we have our next raid target?
Is
Yeah,
that
I
really your
assume.
plan?
Are we just literally like getting the Amber Knight out of their house and then
Robbing
raiding
their
their
house?
house?
I'm sure it'll be fine.
So, home invasion is
I'm
the raid
voting for-
plan?
I'm voting for a kidnapping raid at this point. Let's kidnap the Amber Knight.
Kidnap the Amber Knight.
I mean, there is
I
so much
do
we could-
not think we can take them.
You know
We
what?
could trick the Amber Knight into giving us the knowledge we need.
Trick the Amber Knight into showing up at Pineapple Graveyard and thus having Greymaw join them.
That's
No.
assuming they have the thing. I think...
What if we set up a pillage on the Amber Knight, and the like story behind it is we capture them and make them join our faction,
What if we do the
thereby
opposite?
knocking them down to 0?
What if we trick Pineapple Express into thinking the Amber Knight already raided us and took all the good loot?
Ow.
The next time... They're in the area already because of the gargoyle. So they could stumble across, like, a disguised Amber Knight hauling away a bunch of loot. That's fake loot from our dungeon.
I think we need to get the Amber Knight on our side first, if we're going that direction.
I like the idea of making it a pillage,
Yeah.
even though we just did one.
We did just do a pillage. You want to bring the Amber Knight down a tier?
Well, like bringing the Amber Knight down a tier is just making us go up a tier, which
That's
would be
Yeah,
true.
but doesn't he have to be a higher
The Amber
level
Knight's
or-
tier 1, so taking her
Yeah,
down a tier is killing the Amber Knight.
or
Or
making the Amber
Or
Knight join us.
similar. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Or, yeah,
eliminating
making
the whole
them...
thing.
Yeah.
I
Killing them
do
as a
want them
faction,
to
either way.
join us, but don't they have to be a higher level than us for us to go?
We
up a
won't...
tier?
Yeah, I will check. Actually, that's a good question. Do they have to be... Do we have to pillage them as their
Higher tier than your dungeon, yeah.
Okay, so we
So
won't
we
even
could
level
just-
up from...
But that means that we don't need a pillage to do this. We could do
we
one
could just
action
do a
of
regular
getting them to.
raid. Yeah.
So let's
Yeah.
just recruit the Amber Knight.
I'm okay with trying. You do have your
Like
kobolds, which will
negotiating
help.
or trickery?
They don't team up with anyone, and that's kind of their main thing.
Yeah.
They're also a light faction, so language is a thing.
Yeah.
That might make it easier if they don't talk to anyone already. That might be either easier or a non-issue, to be fair. The only time we've seen them talk to someone is that they talked to my dark faction, my dark language contact. So, evidently, they can at least speak the dark tongue enough to do that.
I mean, we could go the route
It's really
of
easy to be a...
let's ambush
sing-
them and take them down so hard that they have to join us.
Last time I've seen that happen in a Blades game, ambushing someone so hard they were forced to join you, the PCs, who were the ones being ambushed, sabotaged that group from
That's
the
so
inside to the point where they left Duskwall entirely.
Ugh.
So maybe we don't want to recruit someone who effectively sees themselves as another PC.
I think we need to it needs to be a trick. We need to trick
Yeah.
the Amber Knight into being joining us. Like we can't
I think
convince
joining
them.
them is way more of a stretch than you're putting it out to be.
I think a one-time
them-
thing will be more feasible.
Killing them feels like it's on the table. Tricking them into either giving you or exposing you to ancient secret knowledge feels like it's on the table. Using them as a weapon against one of your other enemies feels like a little bit farther away possible, but possible.
Mhm.
Getting them to join you feels like it would be hard because they have their own game
Right.
and advancement they're playing.
I agree.
So if they're not going to be happy sticking around in your dungeon.
Okay, so trick
All right,
them
so-
into dealing with Pineapple Graveyard, hopefully luring Greymara there to deal with Pineapple Graveyard as well.
Or
Here's my
forcibly
idea for a
conscripting them into
trick.
service through torture and
Yeah,
other vile means.
Capturing.
I mean, it's kind of hard to, like... I mean, a player can just... Because it's like an active PC player. So yeah, I guess you could try to trick someone into doing something. But... that doesn't mean it's going to happen.
In terms
It's not
of
like an NPC that'll
the narrative trick,
turn it off, but you could totally capture them.
we could capture them. I like the idea of tricking them.
Yeah.
Ideas for doing that include making them think there's a world first drop from the gargoyle, so whoever kills it first gets something they need. And since they don't ever want to trade for someone else for it, they might basically kill steal for, Pineapple Graveyard to grab it. That'll
Ooh.
probably put them against each other.
I was also thinking make the Amber Knight think Pineapple Graveyard. Like, you do a similar thing, but Pineapple Graveyard sent us after the Amber Knight. So, like, the Amber Knight can't do that.
So you're framing...
We're just saying
that
that we're
way is to
from Pineapple
frame-
Graveyard.
Like, they just hired us, basically.
Okay.
You're framing...
Like, they don't want to get their
Pineapple-
hands dirty.
Yeah,
You're
we can
framing
collect all
Pineapple
of the
Graveyard for
Pineapple-
the breaking and entry.
Oh, we could frame them, yeah.
If we don't get seen. I could also put one of my, if we bring my golems, I could like stuff like a piece of evidence among the golems that's like a letter from Pineapple Graveyard, and then my golem just
I'm
happens
sure you have
to
like
die.
some bloody tabards laying around.
We
your
do.
dungeon
We
at
do
the
have
moment.
some
Killed a few
bloody
of 'em.
tabards. But that feels a bit more associated than them just paying us, but I do like it. Let's do that. That's probably
Yeah.
still more
If we
likely.
You
if we
could-
could, yeah,
You could drag one of their dead bodies with you.
we
and
bring our
leave
airship.
That as evidence.
We have an airship.
Like peppered with crossbow bolts.
And as much as his base, as much as their base, the Amber Knight's base is likely to have defenses, anti-air defenses is totally going to be a thing, but less likely.
Yeah.
So we're doing a trick with our gigantic non-stealthy airship.
Yes.
I think it's like a trick, but we're also like breaking in and like stealing
Yeah,
stuff.
no
right?
one's seen the airship before, so no one knows that
Very
it's from us.
noticeable airship.
But no one knows it doesn't have our logo on it yet.
Can we paint the Pineapple Graveyard logo on said airship?
No.
I think that will backfire later if we do it.
Your
I
airship
think
is
we should do it
distinctly
anyway.
recognizable as evil kobold dungeon airship.
Hmm.
Aw.
But I do like taking the airship over to his base. I like leaving a Pineapple Graveyard body in the base. And I like basically stealing whatever isn't nailed down, but focusing on Princess Blood and Magitech.
Yeah, it's focusing on like what's in there, but I think the main like thing we want to do is get the Amber Knight on Pineapple Graveyard.
Yeah.
That's our main thing.
So the biggest thing, our main thing is, to get Pineapple Graveyard and Amber Knight fighting. Our secondary objective is knowledge parts loot.
Okay.
Because we don't know if the Amber Knight has that. We just are going in there to find out.
Okay. Do we want to pay gold to the Arbalist to get him to really go all in on this like distraction? Do we
Yeah,
want
because
to?
he's not going to be there.
Because when he gets, then he'll come back and we'll have more time probably, and he'll come back and we'll have set up better evidence. That'll help with the
Yeah,
engagement roll.
I like giving us enough time to like set up everything and get out before the Amber Knight gets back.
It's basically Zen's gold, so it's up to you if we want to +1 to the engagement roll from that.
I mean, yeah, if that's going to buy us mechanics, let's spend it on mechanics.
Okay, I'll spend that gold if I even added to my character sheet in the first place. I did, and now it's gone.
Cool.
Okay, so
So shall we ask the trickery questions?
I think that's the best bet. I pressed show to players by accident, so now I'm sure it popped up for you guys. What I wanted to do was expand this.
I think it's being a little funky. Can I
Okay.
pop it out?
Trickery. Confuse, lure, or trick them into doing what you want without letting them on until it's too late. Example questions. What do you want them to do? Why would they do that? Does it matter if they know after? Here, that third question is important. Do we care if they know afterwards that we tricked them?
It sounds like you do, because you're trying to use this as a weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah, the trick needs to last because
It's-
otherwise they're going to not go after Pineapple Graveyard.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So we need that to stick. Okay. GM rules engagement, considering the following factors. I think it starts at 1 die. Dungeon tier versus target's faction tier. Same. Right now. The target is particularly strong or weak against this chosen plan. Guessing neither.
Yeah,
That seems
neither.
like
I mean, fake quest plus home defense.
Yeah, it cancels that out, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they set up home defenses, but they would be weak against the quest, but it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Like,
The pieces are working with good or bad information.
Honestly, good. You paid for that, so.
yeah.
The faction has been hit by the dungeon before, or they're caught unaware. The faction being them, so they have not been hit by us before.
No, they haven't, and
I-
they are caught unaware.
Unaware. Recent events
You're
in the
poking a bear,
sandbox.
but yeah.
Do recent events in the sandbox have the faction on the lookout for trouble? They not to them specifically, I think.
Yeah, not
no, they haven't done anything.
And they're one of the least likely people to be targeted by Grandma's eggs hatching
Yeah,
because
Just one dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
And
not much
princess.
food.
It's now on the table.
I use dude as the gender neutral term.
I know, but I mean, it's like, yeah, it's one person, or they're distinctly in danger.
or they're
True.
very in danger.
Yeah. All right, cool. 3 dice then, or was that?
Yeah, 3
Yeah.
dice.
Three
Yep.
dice.
Perfect.
Someone wanna?
All right, who wants to be the bad guy?
I can do it. It was partly
That's-
my.
It's your friend.
Okay. Let's see if the quest was good enough.
Hey, that's a 5.
You know what?
Is that even footing?
Yeah, it's equal footing.
Equal footing.
Yeah, so we smash cut. The ritual is under fire. There's crossbows. Shocking, absolutely no one. As soon as you get in sight line of
Yeah.
the house,
It's
the
just like an
automated
AA
crossbows-
gun, but each individual barrel is a separate crossbow.
No, I'm picturing there's a little shack, and there's just like a field of crossbows.
They all just tilt upwards, like they're. I think one of
Yeah,
our minions
there's-
calls out, "They're tracking us!" As they
Are
start.
any of our minions with us? I doubt it.
That's
Unless
true.
the
That's
Dark
fair,
Dwarves.
actually. They might have maybe. I probably have my golems, but they're just like staying on the airship and not doing anything. Like they're not
Yeah,
going
my
to be
dwarves
would come
functionally
with us.
helping.
The Dark Dwarves auto.
You're right. The
yeah.
Dark Dwarves always come, so they're probably our crew, basically.
Unless
on
I
the
tell them
airship.
not to, but
Yeah.
why not?
So I'm picturing the Dark Dwarves are crewing the ship, and then also they're not imps, but they're close, and they're made of sticks and little glowing acorns that are firing the crossbows.
Oh, there's like animated like
Oh,
minions.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's the cheapest home defense system. Why program and automate a system when instead you could have a turret and a little guy that's just shoot on anyone that's not me?
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
What are the crossbow bolts made out of?
Wood and stone. The cheapest
fair, yeah.
possible crossbow bolt, because they're firing en masse.
All right. Well, luckily, our airship is armored. Is one of the things we chose. So I think the airship itself probably isn't in danger. It's getting down from it. Like, I don't think we can land. We need to like take a rope down and slide down past the
Your
crossbow.
dirigible is just like just out of effective range of the crossbows.
I mean, if the dirigible is armored, I would say use it to ram said crossbows the ground, land on them, and there we have an empty patch.
That could be a plan.
Dude, that sounds like smashing. Are we
Smash.
using the airship to smash?
Yes, absolutely. It's a great weapon for smashing.
Blank, are you piloting? Who's our pilot?
Whoever's making the rolls piloting this one.
I have good smash. I could pilot.
Yeah.
So you push one of your dwarves out of the way, and it's like, "No, I got this.
Yeah.
I know how to crash."
Let me show you how it's done.
Yeah.
The handle down.
You don't know how to fly. That's the point. He just clicked,
That's
like, pull the like emergency brake lever, and then the airship just drops.
You don't know how to fly, then you won't know where to aim.
All right, excellent.
spend the dark heart.
We don't have
aerial
seatbelts in this
defensive.
thing, by the way. This is an
of
evil
course
airship.
not.
Of course, we don't have
Yeah.
seatbelts.
No, there's no safety mechanisms at all. There's barely a railing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Ground-
maybe an inch.
railing is a bar of spiked metal.
Yeah, the spikes will catch your
That's
ankle.
more than they have on the Death Star, to be fair.
Yeah.
I'm spending a dark heart. So,
Okay.
yeah. It's 5.
5. Yeah, you crash the airship into the field of crossbows.
Look, there's less crossbows.
Yes, now there's less crossbows, but you're not quite. The mixed success is you're not quite out of the woods yet. You didn't do the donut spin out that you
Oh.
needed to get all of them, so you only took out the first chunk of crossbows, and the little twig men are starting to reposition. Everyone needs to start scrambling because now they're not shooting up at the armored underbelly of the dirigible.
Mm-hmm.
Can I use Thrill of the Hunt to establish a small momentary weakness in them?
Sure,
Okay.
they seem flammable.
Yes, but that's a very obvious weakness and not one that we can easily exploit, except for our crafter. Does our crafter have any way to exploit the flammability of these?
I mean, you can make up a new weakness. That's fine. That's what the mechanic does, right?
Yeah.
I don't have any.
Wait,
flame
I
oil
have a
this
laser
time.
gun that's searing.
Oh yeah, you
Forget
do.
using the
That's
actual
flesh.
Thrill of the Hunt.
It does say
That's-
it's Sears flesh, I
That's
believe.
Sears
Oh.
flesh.
No, I didn't. I made grenades this time, which is surprisingly not that helpful against this animated squirrel creatures, I suspect. Not as much as it would be against flesh and blood.
Okay, then let's go with the weakness of if you knock their head off, they stop. Not that surprising, but hopefully that gives us a point.
The
to add.
acorn heads are loosely attached.
Yeah, exactly. They've kind of got those bobblehead acorns that if you get the neck joint or, hit the head itself hard enough.
It's
they
more just like resting on the pile of sticks, like a snowman's hat.
So,
It-
at a
would be really fun
glance,
to play
are
golf with
these acorn creatures? These are like magically enchanted acorn creatures.
Yeah. A
Okay.
little pile of sticks with an acorn head that are firing crossbows.
In that case, I think Nash is gonna. So, I'm not
With a
trained in
loose
any
head.
magic, but I have invoke. How does invoke work when you aren't trained in a specific type of magic?
There's a thing for that. Basically, you can detect magic and a bunch of other stuff. Hang on, it's in the laws of magic thing.
Ah,
Yeah.
Okay.
Laws of spell magic, spell tiers, other rules. Page 129.
Okay.
PDF page 129.
I see that. Interesting.
Dispelling magic doesn't even require a magic focus.
Then I think I would, since anyone can dispel magic. Then Nash is gonna look. I was gonna do it myself, maybe if I would have twisted, but I think it makes sense if she looks at Varn, who is the magic person, and say, "Can you just like unmagic this, hack the magic away?"
It's not really my. Fine, hang on. Damn Plants have minerals in them, right? I can do this. Pulls up his sleeves. And I will basically try to pull the trace minerals out of the acorns.
You try to pull the faint bits of iron out of the. I mean, plants have iron in them sometimes.
Yeah.
Not so
They're all
much iron
spinach
as
plants.
okay.
All that green leafy goodness is going to get shredded
Yeah, you
on
try
the
to
molecular
pull
level.
through a combination of sucking minerals out and using a little coin like a buzzsaw to decapitate them in the background when no one notices. You can disable it, sure.
Okay, so this takes a spell of equal tier of strength to dispel the awakening magic that is upon these things. So what tier of magic has awakened these?
I mean, it is a tier 1 faction.
That's fair.
Okay.
That is the
Sweet.
downside of being a solo operative. Their stats are spread pretty far and wide. They got some magic skills. Like, they're all single-use things.
Yeah.
They got, like, a magic
They're
thing.
the-
It's like,
they're
all
the
right, we
jack
made
of all
little
trades.
golems. But they're not going to have, like... They're not
Okay.
going to have, like, series of increasing stick golems.
Okay, so I will attempt to dispel the magic using Invoke. Tier 1. No bonus. That's a 4.
Yeah. Yeah. What's a good consequence? Because it's a mixed success. So I do think between Blank's like weakness finding and we didn't do the scaling like we were supposed to, but between Blank's weakness finding and your invoking to exploit it, you can clear out this field of artillery.
I think,
Um,
in terms of a consequence, my idea would be starting a clock with a tick on it now. Of
That's a
like,
good point.
yeah, of the Amber Knight returns. And I think
Oh yeah.
in character
Oh yeah, the
there wouldn't
alarms
be.
have been triggered.
I was gonna say in character there's no necessary like warning for us. It's just that like their Hearthstone equivalent is up, and so when the clock's up, they just like appear in the center of their home or something. But yeah, a clock for them returning back. That is my idea.
Everyone's favorite, the clock map.
Clock map.
What's a good size for the Amber Knight returning?
I think it's because of the Vile Friend, at least a 6.
We spent the
Yeah.
gold. Yeah, I would say.
Yeah, good point. With the Vile Friend, I'll give you a 6.
Yeah. But it is one tick already. Okay. I think with this dealt with, we sneak closer to the heart of this base, and I guess keep an eye out. I presume on what danger, defense, or valuable we might see next.
I think while you're sneaking towards the middle of the gate, I would like to start on this trick. In my typical and useful way, I would like to start arranging the shredded twigs like a pineapple, because that will obviously point towards the pineapple graveyard.
And a train. A pineapple and a train.
It's the calling card, obviously, so a pineapple is what we're doing. It's not the pineapple express, or the pineapple graveyard, thank you very
Oh, right.
much.
That's a
So
different thing.
pineapple and
a tombstone, yeah.
It's a
fine.
tombstone, and on the tombstone is a pineapple. If it's upside down or not, we don't know.
A couple times a month it is.
A couple times a month it is.
Those are on guild nights.
So I'm
Everyone-
going to roll for that trick if that's all right.
Yeah.
Everyone puts
I'm
their locking
using-
key in a bowl.
Oh, I'm using the dark part, but actually, here's
Put
a
the
good
raid
question.
gear.
Position effect.
Yeah. I mean, position is
Seems relatively
dangerous,
safe.
like the regular level for position. I'm gonna give you weak effect
Oh,
on like tagging the ground with your own logo with like bodies. It's a little bit like it's a little bit much. It's not totally improbable.
no, it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. Okay. Yeah, sure, we'll give it. And 5. I can work with that.
So is that a clock starting for like the frame is framed?
Yeah, the frame job.
If we're going with the frame job points back to us, that should probably be a bigger clock, because that's just, you did an entire raid. It completely fails.
No, the 8 clock is framing Pineapple Graveyard.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. I got it.
Yep. It's
And there's a cool info loot clock too for finding
Cool
secrets
info.
of the
finding
world.
cool info. Yep. All right.
I guess we got 1 tick towards framing Pineapple Graveyard, and I don't know what bad things happened, so we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, the easy answer is you triggered even more alarms.
You can-
What if
you
there's
can
a
also
patrol
resist,
or
too.
something, or an automatic patrol while the rest of us are going inside? Presumably, the rest of us are going inside
I
the
vote
base.
for wave 2 of the acorn creatures, so I can actually use the thing I discovered about them.
That's fair.
Oh, okay. Now that is a reasonable one. So the thatch roof shifts up, and there's a second like there's another
There's
line.
across the wall.
There's like 4 more of them that pop out like a little
Firing line,
hatch
yeah.
opens on the roof, and there's like we're
Thatch
already
roof
there and
isn't-
ready.
The
Everyone
thatch
else
roof
has
isn't
wandered
made of
inside at
thatch,
this
it is
point.
made of them lying down.
Perfect.
Yeah, everyone else has wandered past the roof firing range at this point. But Blank, you have crossbow bolts coming at you.
Oh, okay. If I have crossbow bolts coming at me, I will happily send a couple back if I can, take the amyless shearing laser gun and just point it at the neck joint and do a line across where
Yeah.
their necks are.
I'll give you normal effect. You can murder all of the little constructs.
Okay.
Um,
I assume risky position?
yeah, risky position because there's bolts coming at you and you aren't moving.
Yeah, fair. Then Thrill of the Hunt will give me an extra dice and extra effect, so let's see how this goes. And does that roll properly? We'll see. 4! That's a
Yeah,
thing.
you take muscle shock, and by shock I mean crossbow bolts to the muscle.
No, I have anti-general defense. I'll take that instead.
Yeah, so you'll resist it with your armor.
I'm resisting it with, in this case, because the armor's
I was
already
just saying, like, isn't that how the armor
healing
works? Like, you
mantle.
use it to win or resist?
The
Yeah.
healing
It's
mantle.
auto resist.
So the crossbow bolts come, they stick into me, I pull the crossbow bolts out, and it just heals up immediately.
Alright, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Tank with your face.
Yeah,
When you got magic items, you can tank with anything.
And I guess with great effects, I take them out?
Yeah, they're dead.
Okay. There we go.
The
See,
little
it
acorn
was
heads
all
pop in the little
over.
popcorn kernels, even though that's not how popcorn works.
And with that, Blank will
Pop
happily take a couple of longer strides and catch up to the rest of you, wondering what you've been up to.
Yeah. The rest of them are staring at the front door, I believe.
I can smash it.
Yeah, I think Nash is. Wait, do you think it's trapped? And then you just
Plus,
Dugnall
it's trapped.
before there's
happened.
yeah before there's an answer, does Dugnall just like walk up to it and smash it open?
Yeah, he smashes it open with the indestructible frying pan, obviously.
Ah, I'm gonna give you risky position. It's obviously
It's
trapped.
obviously trapped.
Risky position, normal results. It is still a door. Dougie is very good at smashing doors.
Yep. I smash door. I crit
Oh.
smash the door.
Yeah, you kick the door in, and you just hear the yelp of a couple crossbowmen die as you crush them with the door.
Door just blows in fully.
Can I instead can I hit the door with my frying pan like the flat side, but the door comes down, and as the door comes down, they shoot crossbows at the frying pan and just bounces back and kills them.
That works too.
Video
Yeah,
game
you eliminate
crossbow rebound.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the process of using a pan to open a door, you take out the crossbow twigmen. They're firing full-size crossbows. It's a whole process.
Oh yeah, there's probably like one of them holding it up and aiming, and the other one ready to pull the trigger, and maybe a third one winding it back as well.
I was picturing like they're on a post, so like they're mounted on the ground, and one of them just like jumps and like uses gravity to fall backwards to load it up.
Excellent.
They load from their twig bodies, like that's the
Oh
bolts
yeah.
are.
Yeah, it's not a good system, but it is like the cheapest
Mass-produced
cost
system.
gold to damage value auto defense system the game has ever seen.
Yeah, it is very min-maxed.
Yeah,
Okay.
and any deficit in quality is made up for by sheer quantity of crossbow.
Yeah.
As we all know, in 5e, the best thing you could do is summon animals. It doesn't matter what level you are. You summon animals, you get like 12 horses, and you're good.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, control the action economy with crossbows. Yeah, you open the door. Inside is, in fact, a cool guy Spartan cottage where there's like a hammock for no reason, piles of books in the corner, a wood stove, a way too expensive sword like on the wall,
I grabbed that.
Sword too.
I think Nash is.
It's-
No, wait, it's probably. And then we see if
Trapped.
it's trapped.
Yeah, you grabbed it.
Yeah, I grabbed it immediately. You said sword, I grabbed it.
Yeah. There's consequences. There's a pit.
There's a what?
There's a pit. It's like over the door, and then you grab it, and then the floor
Like the
falls.
string it's attached to goes think, and it goes.
Yeah, and the floor falls, and Dougie takes muscle shock or ankle breaks as you fall into a pit.
Is it a cool sword at least?
It's a sword.
It's a big sword,
Oh, okay.
I believe was what was
It's
said.
a big sword, yeah. It's got some cool filigree designs on it. It's probably a quest item for a quest that's been completed.
Does it count as loot?
Counts as a sword.
Damn it!
Is there a place that just seems like this is where the Amber Knight spends most of their time? Like, I don't know, a chair in front of a fireplace. Also,
There's
what
no
is this
way they
house made
rest
of?
unless they literally get stat benefits to resting. We're going to spend most of their
Yeah.
time in their crafting ring, I'm sure. Like,
Yeah. Oh, there is the... So, the way it's, wilderness supplied building materials, so felled logs and stuff, and like a stacked, I think, dome-ish roof, like a thatched domed roof, wooden walls. There's a second little outer building with a much larger door, and that's appears to be where they're that's where they build motorcycles.
I think that's what we
Hmm.
need to take to progress our cool info clock is motorcycle parts.
Yes.
Yeah, there's the garage.
Yeah.
There's the cool Spartan living hut.
Okay.
The garage.
Nash is
And there's
going.
probably like a root cellar somewhere too for
Yeah.
storage.
That's true. Nash is going to gingerly approach the door to the garage and disable the presumed trap, at least one of which is there.
Yes.
The garage is probably
there's-
more heavily defended than the house, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So I think she's going to
Yeah.
tinker with the door to try and make sure there's no traps.
Cool.
I think I'm just gonna roll.
You're being cautious. You're tinkering at the door and not opening it, so I'll give you
Yeah.
normal effect, normal difficulty, or normal risk.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so you reach
Doors
through.
ain't shit.
Yeah. So you reach through like a gap in the wall with your little sharp fingernails, and you cut the crossbows. You hear the little yelling twig men, like, what is happening?
Excellent. As a small extra benefit, would it be too much to grab one tick on one of our 2 progress clocks? Or is that too much of a benefit to a crit?
I just don't see how this would get you more info or help frame Pineapple Graveyard.
I was going
Let's see,
to
it could be
describe the
frame-
framing, actually.
Then yes, if you can describe the framing, I'll give you a tick.
Zen, were you going
But
to
I
say
just
something?
I was going to say, alternatively, you did it so quickly that we get that tick back on the Amber Knight returns.
That feels actually harder for me.
Describe your frame up on the pineapple.
My idea was if we can hear the acorn creatures talking, we know they can understand speech, and so she just says like,
It's
"Pineapple
not in
graveyard."
the light or dark tongue. It's
It's the
little minion talk.
Yeah, it's
minion talk.
imp-
They're just
imp
like
speak.
rumbly sounds.
Perfect. Yeah. I think then what she's gonna do then, if they can't really talk, she's gonna just with like if this is a wooden door into the garage or something,
Yeah.
like another thatch thing, she's gonna like carve a quick pineapple into the door, just like she's vandalizing the door since she has a spare moment.
You're really taking a ego hit to Pineapple Graveyard. It's like, yeah, we both vandalized you and left a corpse for you to find.
Well, we haven't left a corpse yet.
You haven't. You just
Leave
left
it down the
corpse
pit
on the
next to the
dirigible.
sword. That's where we should leave it.
Yeah, that's a great
Yeah.
idea. Because the sword is useless.
All right, then I'll add one tick to.
Useless. It's a sword.
Yeah.
I already have a sword.
I don't know why you wanted another one.
You said sword, and I was like, ooh, shiny.
Exactly.
I said cool sword, and that's
Well,
what.
I'm in the garage, but we
Yeah.
don't have to stay with me if someone else wants to jump in with a scene.
Yeah.
I think in the background, Blank is just wandering around, collecting a couple of the live, just going and like grabbing a couple of the live little crossbow minions inside, bringing them back outside, and staking them to different spots in the pineapple.
Oh, I
which
thought you were gonna
triggers
use
them
them
fire.
to fuel your rage column, but sure,
Yeah,
this
you're
works
just
too.
Pinning them to the ground while alive.
Pinning
Yeah.
them to the ground while alive. I figure it'll make a better effect if the pineapple's on fire when it's seen, and I'm sure that live wood is more effective. Okay.
I'm going to help you with that, Blank. I'm going to take the dead bodies of the acorn things and spell out, because you can do small words in the light tongue. It's going to say, hang on. It's going to say, get good, noob.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
All right. Collectively, give me a a finesse roll, I guess, or
I could see either or.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue on finesse. That's
tinker,
helpful.
finesse, threaten.
All right, I can.
Someone's rolling with a +1 from help, right?
Yeah, that's.
If we're going with finesse, I can roll that with a plus
I don't. Hold on.
It would
Help.
be plus effect.
I was gonna say
is
help is
plus
plus
effect.
effect.
Yeah. So this will take you to great effect, or the step up on effect.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead and roll that, because my finesse is crap, but I will help.
Okay. 5. This
That
clock
gives
is
you
going
2
up
ticks.
slowly. We're on the way to making a really pretty sign. Okay.
You are. You're wasting a bunch of time.
Excellent.
I know
But
what I
when we
want to
light
do.
it on fire, it's going to be great.
Exactly. You'll have a
Um,
wonderful chorus of all the screaming little acorn people.
Dougal, you are in a hole with a
yeah,
sword.
is it just a hole? There's like nothing
Yes.
else down here.
Yeah,
Okay.
you and your broken ankles a sword.
I'm gonna battle master my way out.
Crawl up with your teeth? Like, what feet as a
Well, now you have
lettuce
two
look like?
sورds, because you have your sword and the
They
sword you
just
got. So you
stick
can
'em.
just,
Yeah, I'm
just
sticking. I'm
Dragon's
doing
Dogma
that.
2 just came out, and that's one of the features, climbing up stuff with your sword.
So if I need to spend a stress to do this, I will.
Yep, that seems like an appropriate battle master activity, I guess. Sword climb out of a pit.
Yep. And then I wanna look for his diary around here. I want to looking for his dang diary because there could be cool info in there. Because this guy's an edgelord who's like, today I slew this thing, and then like blah blah blah. Like here's how I did it. Right?
Yeah.
Could also
Give me
be
a
their
scan
like
roll.
their like physical quest log, though they might have that on them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Give me a scan roll to
Um,
find his diary.
What would be the danger? I'm guessing it would not be. It sounds dangerous to look for the diary in this
It
room.
feels like it's normal danger. You should know there will be a trap.
I was gonna say, yeah. I think
this
the
man
thing
has
is,
already had more traps than the trap masters.
he probably sets up his traps that he's just immune to them, like they just don't trigger for him, or something like
Yeah,
that.
it's like improbable number of traps. Like he can't.
He
because
can't
the
live
players
here
make
if he
traps.
wasn't exempt to the traps.
My minions are gonna help me, so it'll increase the effect.
Poor minions.
I got a 6.
Yeah, you find his diary. You don't
Excellent.
speak the light tongue.
Does it count as cool info though?
It does.
Yeah,
you
we
know
can-
it's his diary because it smells faintly of, I don't know,
Like
musk and
tree sap.
leaves. Musk, leaves, and daffodils.
This smells
We can
like
have
maple
the
syrup.
con men translate it later.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, exactly.
You did crit. So you find his diary, and
It was just a regular 6.
It was regular 6, but I had plus effect from my minions helping.
Oh,
Speaking of, did
okay.
you do the great plus effect on the frame up as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Because we were at 2 ticks before, and then
Yeah,
once you rolled that, it got 2 more ticks.
Perfect.
yeah, so you did find the Amber Knight's diary. There's a little picture of a motorcycle on the cover.
We need to take that motorcycle. That's gonna be their baby, basically.
Is it here?
No, it's not
It's
here.
probably not
It's
here.
with the Amber Knight.
Yeah, but there might be something related to it here.
What do we see in the garage with Matt?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
in the garage you do see busted cork tires, ironwood sprockets, a half disassembled motor.
Okay. Are there any obvious like schematics here, or is it just the parts? Lots and lots of parts and assembly pieces and workstation stuff.
Yeah, less because it's a custom player built vehicle, there's not like an owner's manual.
Okay. Then in that case, I look for basically the biggest, most complex looking part that I can find.
That's the partially disassembled motor.
All right.
Like the 2-stroke magic tree sap.
Yeah, it's like
Motor.
part of it slightly glowing and humming still. Like, okay,
Yeah.
cool. I check it for it's halfway done, so thinking that both she really should check it for traps and that there shouldn't be a need to, she still checks it for traps just in case.
Alright, give me a scan.
Yeah.
Normal.
I think she almost doesn't, but then she last minute is like, wait. Normal. I don't think I have anything to it. I have no dark hearts, and I didn't want to spend any if I did. Ooh.
Yes, there was a trap.
After I determine it has no traps.
Yes. You go to reach it, and the trap's very simple. It's a glass jar filled with the explosive tree sap used to power the tree sap motor, and it blows up in your face, and you get sent out of the building.
Okay.
I thought you were going to say it's a glass jar filled with bees.
I would like to resist that.
Resist explosion?
Resist explosion. I think...
Here's the real question. Do you resist for yourself or for the motor?
If I have to choose, it's absolutely
Ooh.
the motor that I'm resisting for.
Yeah, it blows up like it's a jar basically tied to the motor, so if you picked it up, it would knock the jar over and cause the explosion.
Okay. I think... I think my best bet to resist would be... just seeing it at the last second and getting in front of the motor and trying to like protect it.
So we just see the jar falling. Nash's eyes go wide, and you jump in front of the motor.
Yeah.
Get down, Mr. President.
And you just get charred.
President Motors.
I
I think this might be scanned to notice in time to do that. Is that acceptable? Or finesse is precisely, which isn't the same as fast, so I wasn't sure.
I think it makes sense with scan.
Okay.
Yeah.
5. So I partially resist and take 2 stress. In this case,
Resist.
what would a partially resist? I don't know what the damage to the engine would have been like. It could be that I just take 2 different shock instead of 1, if that's what it would have been.
either you get. I think. What about you get bloodied? Does that feel too much?
I actually
I think
don't.
2 shock makes more sense.
Actually, 2 shock makes me bloodied. I don't know how, but I've taken some damage from before. So I think either way, 2 shock works and I'll become bloodied.
Yeah, you're bloodied now.
Okay. So I get blown out of the building. There's a bang, and then like coughing and covered in soot and holding this pristine, still looking like amber engine. Nash picks herself up and coughs out like black soot.
I'll give you a tick on that. You have a boater.
With like a burnt voice, she calls out sort of just generally to anyone who's around. Anyone else want to carry this?
Doug is John Wick limping out of the house.
I'm busy unloading the dead body to add to our sign.
Yeah, I'll walk over and just wrap the chains around it, start hauling it.
I wish I got that. Yeah, she's fine. Just laying on top of the motor.
So it's like, this big, like this big, 2-stroke motorcycle.
I'll fashion the chains into an engine lift and just pick it up and
drag it into the dirigible. Dougie got very hurt, apparently, getting a diary.
I twisted my ankle. That's what happened.
He's heroically holding up a diary as he limps over.
Yeah.
I got his diary. We're gonna have all the secrets.
Like, looks at you with her, like, burnt robes and, like... Her type of kobold doesn't have hair, so just, like, singed scales everywhere. And she says, "What happened to you?"
I fell down a hole. What happened to you?
Grenade.
He'll just, like, offer his hand.
She slaps it away. Says, "Don't touch me."
So after bringing the engine back, I would like to return into the house, and I am looking, because this is a solo adventure, I'm looking for their armory.
The storage room.
You're looking for the chest of guns or whatever.
If they switch between classes or whatever they do, yeah, they're gonna keep.
Obviously they have a stash of weapons in here somewhere.
I want to know where they keep their stuff. So, quick scan, crit.
That's a crit. Doesn't matter. There's definitely a chest in there somewhere. It's got like a big iron lock on it, but that doesn't mean anything to you. You karate chop the lock off.
Yeah, I'm just gonna open it up, and
It's mostly filled with
Big-
knives. There's a lot of knives.
it's all coming with us. I will have the dark dwarves line up and just move it out.
Uh,
I think there's some
Because a raiding guild has been here, so he
Yeah.
has been raided.
Yes.
Ooh,
what were you gonna say,
So-
Marissa?
I was just angling for ticks, but it looks like they're made some.
Yes. Yes, that's a good point. Yeah, so you dump out all the knives and a couple small hammers and shockingly no crossbows. It does not seem like they are
Oh, they were all used.
Crossbows are mostly a home defense system.
Yep. No, this is where they keep their good loot, not the trash loot.
I think in the background of all this heartwarming cooperation, again, we just have Blank unloading the body and like, okay, so we have the get good sign. What it really needs is some punctuation. So what he would like to do is I need an exclamation point, which means I need a long straight thing and a small round thing, and they need to be not connected. So I just want to behead him and an exclamation point.
Give me an intimidate roll.
Threaten?
Which a weird intimidation flex.
Yeah.
With a
Look at us,
corpse
it's
of your
our
teammate.
dead person. Ah!
Sure.
Can I like guide your artistic vision a little bit?
Basically, you see what I'm doing, you see what I'm about to do. What are you doing in response?
Blank, I did come out of a hole. We could just throw him in the hole. You could shoot him.
Did you already behead him when this was happening?
See, now I'm tempted to be like, okay, well, then we can do instead of exclamation mark a period and put the rest of the body by the hole. So I think that I'm like, I nod and then behead him, and then put the period down and break the rest over. My answer is that's a much better effect because your plan was
Sure, it's a very confusing effect.
Yeah.
Doug is just gonna go. Oh.
They're just gonna ask
Just
the
like-
squirrels what happened, and the acorn squirrels will be like, "We don't know."
Yeah, but give us an
alive to be asked what's happened.
yeah, give me an intimidate roll or something. Like, what's the
I'll-
appropriate?
I'll help, but I'm also like letting Blank do that, and then Doug will go back down the hole, just like spike the head back on the body and go back up.
You go retrieve the head and bring it separately.
It's part of the sign. You don't understand the art.
We don't need a period.
Give me the
So
roll.
basically, you're sneaking behind me and reaffixing the head.
This is all just a fight over light tongue grammar that neither of you speak.
Yep.
Look, I've been hanging around with the kobolds too often. Oh, actually, I'll spend a dark heart on this.
Oh, cool.
Spending a dark heart on light grammar. Excellent.
It's a 5. So, I guess
It would be-
with greater effect, assuming that was normal. Normal? We never established that again. Oops.
It's fine.
Yep.
We need one more tick on.
You
cool
successfully
info.
framed Pineapple Graveyard, I guess. There's a body in a hole, and it's vandalized with pineapples.
What else can we get?
Nash stands back up and looks at the graveyard. She only took one thing from the from the garage.
It's on fire a little bit, but yeah.
It's on fire a little bit, but there's still a lot of other stuff in there. And she looks at it. She looks down at her like soot-covered self, and then sighs and says, leans her head back and calls out to the sky, like, "Blank, get over here."
I'm busy. If there's fire, I want to lead the fire to the stick people so it'll land on fire. Yes, I know that clock is full. I do not care. That's what I'm doing.
Do you just like walk past me and ignore me?
Yes.
Blank's doing the
Eating
equivalent of
almost-
leaving breadcrumbs, like as they're like, "Ooh, piece of candy! Ooh, piece of candy!"
Yeah, I think that I am like doing, or I'm pulling out a little bit of like sulfur or something, or some sort of gunpowder that I probably took from your lab, and I'm just putting it in little piles between the fire and the staked out people.
Yeah, so you're messing around, hoping to burn down the building.
Oh no, I'm messing around trying to light up the sun. But yes.
Yes, burn down the little
Effigies we
construct
created.
minions.
Quick question: Is the do these houses have like floorboards, or is it dirt floors or something?
I mean, we had a pit, so
That's not clear to me.
was that a
from
trap
that,
door?
Hmm.
Does
I
the
mean-
garage have a floor that is built in part of the building?
I mean, wood brick and
Good
packed
enough.
earth.
Cool. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. The garage is too dangerous to enter, so Nash starts walking around the building, gathering probably bits of the acorn creature corpses that weren't used for the pineapple graveyard thing, because I'm sure there's still a lot left over, given the number of crossbows.
Yeah.
She starts.
You also find there's got to be a crossbow shed out here somewhere. You're
Yeah.
just not quite sure where.
She starts rapidly tinkering and putting together a rope, and then a net. And she's gonna start working to encase the oversized net around the entire garage.
You try to steal the
Oh.
garage?
Trying to steal the
Steal the
entire
whole
garage.
garage?
We'll lift it up with the
Yeah.
airship.
We're gonna Carmen San Diego this thing.
Yep.
All right.
Perfect.
Sure.
Yep.
Sure. This feels like it's.
I'm using my ingenuity ability when you try to perform an incredible feat of creation.
Oh, you're spending stress to make it possible.
Yes, to make it possible at all.
All right. This is gonna be at least risky, if not dire, to drag a building away.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm hooking it up to our airship, so when it lifts
Yeah.
off.
And spending stress takes it from limited results to normal results.
Makes it possible.
I will help by affixing one of my chains to the rope, and that'll be the thing that connects to the dirigible, so I can manipulate it if need be.
Yep. Okay. I think I'm using my bag of spare parts as part of this, because I don't think just what I can find is enough to make a good enough net.
Yeah, you are.
So
that
I'm using
seems
one of my
fair and
supply.
reasonable.
And then I'm tinkering. You're helping for increased effect, so that brings it from normal to great, I think.
Yep.
Yep.
I think so.
All right.
So I'll give you a bonus loot die.
And then I think
Because you're gonna go over the clock.
Yes,
You're gonna get a
but
bonus
we're
die.
only gonna know if it works after the airship takes off, which means this might be the last roll, like as we leave. So does anyone want to do anything before I make this roll and go, or?
I'm looking for the crossbow, like hut, like wherever they're storing all these
Yeah,
crossbows.
give me a scan to find the crossbow hut.
Dark Dwarves helping me again. No, doesn't matter.
Nope, you do not find the crossbow hut. You do waste time though.
Mm-hmm.
So Amber Knight searching.
We do not want them getting home. Their motorcycle might be able to fly.
Oh, that's true.
I think
I have a decent resistance roll if they see us. So
Okay.
I'm quite happy currently just doing the sign and watching it without actually making more rolls to see what's doing.
Okay. Did we resolve the scan roll by Doug? I think we did before.
We
Yeah.
did. Amber
Yeah.
Knight picked up.
Then I'll make the
It
roll.
did.
Okay, tinkering. I am bloodied, so I have a -1 to my brains. So 2 dice. Anything else?
You could take a dark bargain.
I'm totally willing to take a dark bargain.
I have a crazy idea.
All
I
right,
don't
yeah,
have
you have an
monster
idea.
science yet. Okay, there is a thing an ability I don't have that lets me go hard on something to take +1 dice, but
So the dark bargain could be, you get the die, but you take the extra time. So as we're flying away, the Amber Knight comes back. Like there is no downtime between when we leave and when he's there.
That takes
I
away my resistance roll
feels like
because
that
it's a
feels like a
dark
big
bargain.
success. I think my idea for a dark bargain would be that we need to we need to do a downtime project, probably just tier 1 by default at least, which means a single action, but still a downtime action to disable the traps in the room once we land it.
Again, proper installation of this new room is going to take a downtime action.
Oh, I wasn't going to use it as a room. I was planning to
You
just
could use it as a
dismantle
workshop.
We could use it
you
for a
could-
workshop.
We could
Yeah.
use,
But-
use it as the workshop parts, because weren't we building a workshop?
We are building a workshop, but
And we
my
need
idea is that
separate
before we can do anything, we need to take another downtime action just to make it safe to use.
Ah, fair. Yeah, I'll take it. You have to do a downtime action before you could use these parts at all to advance further.
Okay.
Probably like a tier 2 downtime action will both disable the
It'll
traps
combine it, yeah.
and work on the workshop.
Instead of an extra loot die, can we assume that this is the extra parts we need for said workshop to make it functional?
I don't know if it has to be one or the other. Narratively. Oh, I see what you mean. Narratively, because we need to finish the clock and narratively have workshop parts. I think that makes sense.
Yeah, with a tier 1 action, tier 1 downtime action to disable the traps, I will count this as workshop parts. That feels reasonable.
Okay. Then I
Okay.
think I'm at 3 dice then. Oh.
Oh,
Okay. A 5. I can work with a 5.
I mean, the obvious
Yeah.
the obvious big success is you're in the air, you're flying away, Nash is sitting on the roof of the garage, gleefully laughing as you steal a building.
Yes. It's
Blank is very
working.
happy
It's lifting
smiling.
off.
And you see off in the distance a
Yeah, we hear the hum of a motorcycle first before we see anything.
yeah,
Like the the riders of Rohan arriving.
Doug is just like, why is there a health bar on the top of my screen?
All right,
as,
then
as
I will.
like a knife
Yeah.
comes flying at you and stabs him next to your feet by the roof of the garage.
I will resist the consequence, not by getting us out of danger, but by making the entire thing and all of us look like Pineapple Graveyard
With your magic.
with my illusion.
Illusion
Okay.
getaway. All right.
Big illusion spell. Airship.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dire risk. Nash could die.
I mean, Varn, I could die.
No, I'm the one who's like on top of the garage. I'm not
Oh,
in the
fair.
airship. I'm like down
You could
securing
die
the net.
too.
So I am the lowest target and already blamed.
Okay. Well,
That doesn't
in
sound
that
like
case,
Varn's problem.
Yeah,
Can
that
I-
does not sound like my problem at all.
can I assist with this? With the, sulfur sign lighting up as a distraction at just the right time?
Well, the thing is, resistance both I think is automatic if you're using an item barn, and also
Yeah.
effect doesn't matter for resistance. Weirdly
No,
enough.
you do resist it.
No. Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, you
Okay.
declare that you resist. You roll the action, and then you take stress based on.
Mhm.
I would like to
Yeah.
resist. I'm using my starting cloak of darkness to resist being seen. Someone else is being targeted instead of me. I think I look like part of the netting or something.
To redirect it to.
Yeah, I'm redirecting
to
that
Varn.
knife to someone else. I don't know who. Just
Varn,
not
'cause
me.
He's the only one taking actions. So yeah, roll the selfish resist.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm the one who's
The-
bloody
the
Roll,
here.
regular
roll your
resist.
resist first and see if you're. Oh, you're using an item.
I'm using my
Okay.
item, so I'm just like, nope.
Okay.
So the illusion chain master. begins casting.
Spending a dark heart, that gets me just I'm assuming this is a tier 3 spell. Is this a tier 3 spell?
Yeah.
Or a tier 2?
This feels
Okay.
free. Because you're covering a distinct dirigible.
Okay. So I will spend a dark heart. I will go hard, which gives me a +1, which allows me to overload, which means I can't roll to resist. Oh, wait a minute. Can I use this for resistance rolls? Can
That's
you
a good
go hard on a
question.
resistance roll?
I don't think you.
I'd say that if you get a partial resist, it's just a worse thing.
I'm going to look
Yeah.
up what the term go hard means in this.
Yeah, because I have overload, which is this.
If we determined that assist and effect doesn't matter on resistance rolls, I don't think you can go hard on it.
Oh, go hard also means gain plus effect and take minus position. It's not just a
Yeah.
term with special abilities. I missed that,
Yes.
actually. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I
Yeah,
saw that.
so
in the
resistance
Discord.
doesn't have effect and position, so
Yeah,
I can't
don't
use
think
that.
you can go hard on it. Yeah.
Okay.
And overload, you have to go hard
Yep.
first.
Yeah.
So I'm just at -1 on this then, because I'm spending the dark heart. Go. That
Ooh.
sucks.
So you partially resist, but you take 3 stress.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will go feral while doing this.
What is
Yeah,
the
what does going
most
feral
cruel
look
thing
like?
you could do right now? You have an idea,
Redirect
Jordan?
tonight. Redirect.
I don't want to say it. I don't want to
Say it. Say it. You
Vard
drop the
just
garage on him?
Vard cuts the dead weight of the garage.
That's not a resist.
That's not a resist. That's fair.
Also, redirect the knife back at the person who directed it at you.
I didn't in character. To be fair, I just wasn't seen. It's fine.
Yeah.
But I will leave that to Zen as to how.
Partial resist.
That's a hard one. I mean, partial resist is the Ember Knight's gonna have an additional clock to find the dirigible.
Or find their garage. They're just like, where's the garage?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll go with that. It's but the damn thing is I'm going feral. Like, how do I cruelly make an illusion?
Well, you can make the illusion and then go feral afterwards.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Well, that's fair.
Once we
Okay.
escape and it's just us, then you can go feral on one of us.
That's probably a wise idea. Okay.
Yeah, but there's going to be a specific. So the Amber Knight is going to have a clock to strike back at Pineapple Graveyard, and they're going to have a clock to get that damn dirigible.
This is fine.
I hope they're both 4 clocks.
We just have the single most powerful player in the game who's hunting us by
Out
our
of the
most
list of people hunting
identifiable thing.
No problems.
Fine. We just don't go near them with it. We lay low
Anytime
with
we
the damn
use the
dirigible for a
dirigible
minute.
again, there's a chance that it'll be the Amber Knight suddenly shows up and starts attacking us.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're just giving me reasons to use a dirigible. I can take the Amber Knight. I don't see what you're all so scared
Yeah,
about.
really. That's just a loot die. That's all that
Yeah.
is.
Sure.
That's some loot die.
That's just a 888 clock to defeat loot die.
Yeah. They're going to get
Why did he
bonus
triple
health.
eight? He's only tier 1.
As a
He's
single
not a tier 1
person,
adventurer. It's a single person, so he's going to have some bonus die to
As a
make
single-
up for the fact.
yeah, as an individual, he'll probably be like
Yeah.
a ridiculously high adventurer. But yeah, this is like 100 people as one person kind of thing.
Yeah, he's a tier 4 adventurer.
Makes
Because
sense.
that's the whole tier system. He's a tier 4 adventurer, but that puts him in his own faction. Dragon's still stronger, but it's not nothing.
Yeah, Dragon isn't a player.
It has its own little faction of, slaves and dragonlings now.
Yes. Okay. Do we escape then? And then we see what
Yeah.
Varn does to
Yeah, you get
one of
away.
us?
I
And
want to see
then-
blowback before I go too far. I
Then
think
let's
that's
take a
would be
break.
wise.
Figure out
Now is
blowback
a great time
then.
to
Yeah.
take a break.
We'll take a break. We'll figure
Right.
out blowback.
Okay.
We'll be back in about 10 minutes
Cool.
with part 2. We are back. There we go. Audio was back as I
Cool.
was saying that, but we are back with part 2 of episode 7 of Wicked Ones Online. So, we have just carried away a garage. There was a sale on, and we're heading back to base, but we don't know what we might see along the way or who
Yeah,
might go berserk.
there's blowback, and that was the first thing. I do think you fired every single crossbow in your stealth mission. You burned down the front yard.
It
wasn't
it was a
stealth.
trick.
It was a
wasn't
trick.
a stealth.
That's fair. You burned down the front yard, and this is the big one. The guy saw you steal the garage.
I
Not
don't.
pineapple.
Honestly, I think it went perfectly. And I'm not kidding about this. Every single one of those things was pointed at Pineapple Graveyard, which is exactly the point.
Because of the illusion at the end on the airship, I assume the illusion encompassed the airship, then I would agree. The dirigible itself is the part I'd be like, well, we've never seen no one's seen Pineapple Graveyard with an airship before. This is new. And ideally, he might not have, like, the Amber Knight might not have seen the airship.
Fair enough. I'm feeling 2 dice.
Yeah,
I think
that's
2
fair.
dice is fair.
All right. Someone want to do the honors? And
Um,
Is there a
Marissa, you made
pretty
the
good-
argument. I vote you. You've been nominated.
And 5.
5.
That's minor, I think, usually.
Mixed is minor. Yeah.
Yeah. Minor blowback.
So I think you get to pick what type based on what feels right. You can roll, but this is one of the interesting ones because it's like suggests you don't use it to roll even though it has tables to roll, which I think is the first time I've seen that.
It's always so hard.
Yep.
It says, like, each PC losing a gold. It's not like you ever have any extra gold.
It might be that's actually fair. I don't know.
And definitely not at the end of a raid.
I mean, that depends. We might, if we go on for like 5 or 6 more sessions, we would maybe have spare gold. Maybe.
Part of me has been wondering if we're doing loot wrong and every loot is a gold plus one of these other things, but then no, our gold would be overloaded.
Yep.
Yeah.
Feels like
It's just that we're not choosing gold.
Well, we
Yeah, a
don't
lot of time we don't choose gold.
And
We don't get to choose it. It's just if you get a 6 only.
It's like
See-
gold or morale, right? For your
Yeah.
minion.
I rolled and it was your dungeon is spotted by a tracker, but I don't need a 4th faction clock.
yeah, I think that might be.
It could be spotted by a tracker for Pineapple Graveyard.
I do like
Pineapple
one tick
Graveyard
on an
on the
existing clock. Any
Yeah.
yeah.
I like the Pineapple Graveyard because they're also around our mountain for the gargoyle.
I could see some of the members being like, "We have an airship," and then they just go talk to the leadership, being like, "When do I get to ride in the airship?" We're like, "What airship?" Something like that, where like we
Yeah.
raise suspicion among them as well.
I'll give you. Pineapple Graveyard thinks they have an airship, I guess.
They
and advance their plans based on this new intel, like the field team
Yeah.
fighting their gargoyle is advancing their plans with their false promise of air support.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
I don't know what else. All right, that's some blowback.
Okay, so then we lurk, right?
Yeah.
Then
Well, we
lurk.
might want to see if we have a
Well, then we-
scene of.
Oh yeah,
And then Varn has finished holding in
Oh,
his
right.
fury.
Yeah.
Who gets the chain whip?
Oh.
The cruelest thing he could do. What does each of us care about most? How can you rip that from us?
You're gonna make
No,
me do a thing
I
as
know.
I'm climbing up the rope, aren't you?
No. As we get back, I've been ranting and raving the entire time that idiot saw us and he knows what direction we're going in, and it's not going to take too much for that moron to figure out who took his entire workshop.
You're welcome.
You wanted the fucking thing, you clean it up off the fucking lawn, and I let it go before we died.
The dungeon.
Right in front of the dungeon.
It's just
Really?
literally right here.
Yeah, it's now a tier 2 project.
Yeah, she screams. It's like no, like no, she's probably still on the garage or something like that. She probably falls with it.
So as the garage falls and slats, we hear the lingering scream of that.
No!
Yep. I just fall like into like I fall hundreds of feet into snow taller than I am, and so I just pick myself up after. Like, curse you!
Next time, just take the shit inside. We don't need the whole fucking thing.
Perfect.
Yeah. Cool. All right, we got a lurk about it. We have, I believe, 3 adventure dice on the table that people can grab individually.
I'll grab one from the other parts in the garage. If I'm alone in the garage, I'll take while I'm there.
I thought you were using the garage to work on your workshop.
That's true. You're right.
What
are the adventurer dice then? There's 2 from the
From the
chest.
Taking the
invasion.
armory.
From
2
from the
there's
invasion.
Bard, the Death Knight, and the
Yeah,
Academic.
I'll give you
Oh.
1 from the
Okay.
1 from the armory and 3 from the invasion.
We
Okay,
each
so we
just
each
grab
have
Just
one.
one each. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Other questions? Other questions we have? Yes, I thought. So
Yeah.
0 dice. We all have 1 dice because of the treasure dice. Let's start at 1 die for each of us then. Target belongs to a
Yeah.
faction at least equal to the dungeon tier. Yes, because it's equal.
Yes.
You're equal.
But it's not higher, so the next one is no.
Mhm.
Each source of good loot we grabbed, we already dealt with that. Each adventurer taken out, we already dealt with that. So yeah, 2 dice each.
Well, plus the extra one, right?
No, the extra one we started with.
Oh, we start with the extra one. Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
we
So
start at
always
0
start with
dice. 1
Got
for
it.
everyone because it's equal tier than us. 1 for everyone because that's how many adventure treasure dice we have. So 2 dice.
Okay.
Okay. And then we've got revelry, so we're unbloodied and all that.
Yes.
There's a button to roll.
Yeah, it's
Oh, is there?
loot.
Okay.
It's called loot rolls, and it's right above.
Loot roll.
the
Yeah,
failure.
it's right next to gold.
Rolling
So
mine.
right?
No.
Doug, how'd you do? 2 fails?
2 fails, but I'm good because I have 2 blank dark hearts.
Mine was already above, so 1 dark heart, 1 gold.
I spend all my money on my new Dark Dwarf bar, and my dwarves get toasted.
Yeah, you just buy like 1 round because you are very badly wounded. You have both feet up on the bar in gas, and you're just singing and drinking.
In terms of spare gold, I do wonder if maybe it's supposed to be for everyone, but I don't want to change it right now.
But then the example had them all having different amounts, so I don't
yeah.
really.
Then okay. Yeah.
So mixed is a gold, and success is a valuable item.
And then failure is either a dark heart or.
Yeah.
Yeah, dark heart morale or overdoing it.
I will.
Now remember, if you have a minion room, you automatically get morale.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, your minion room specifically, but yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think only us two have
a
minion rooms.
dedicated minion room, not
Yep.
a general room with a minion. Okay.
The guard room is just not minion-y enough, not homey enough, too many chains.
Too many chains.
We don't listen. We don't know what their home looks like.
Fair. Very fair. And now we're trying to
They're
figure
just
out
they're just a humble kobold family trying to make their way in the world.
Okay, and then
Alright.
I guess downtime? If
Yeah,
none
I
of
think-
us are doing revelry.
I gotta figure out my valuable item, but I keep losing the thing for it. There it is.
something you would have. I think I'll. What
Oh,
kind
why
of
not-
thing are you looking for? Is it a stabbing thing? Is it a? Oh, I got stabbing.
No, I'm just looking through the thing real quick. I think I'm just going to take a supply of daggers.
Yes, I will give you a supply of daggers. That seems reasonable. There's a lot of them. They all have different intricate designs on them from different quest objectives, but they're still sharp and they still go in monsters or adventurers.
They're all his gray tier daggers that he doesn't need, but he's like loot hoarding them.
All of the iron daggers he made to up his blacksmithing.
I know.
You get bonus experience if they're decorated. It's a more optimum use of materials.
Do we have a lock currently? Yeah, we do have a lock between our creature layers, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I think it was a lightning trap.
No, it's a trap, not a lock. There's a lock here and a lock here.
Okay, but that lightning trap still counts as it's not creature layer to creature layer.
Correct.
Correct.
Okay.
But
Oh,
we have an empty creature layer, don't we?
Yes. So it gets filled.
refills. The
Yeah.
lowest creature layer refills automatically.
Yes.
So we have 2 tier 1, so it's I guess up to Indigo which one, because we don't control it. It's just like while we were
Oh,
gone,
the chili
someone
pit fiend lives.
Yeah, I thought we repeat. Yeah, the chili pit fiend is alive.
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
and
yeah,
I-
the
I
chili
stand.
pit fiend's there, but
Yeah.
the lava snakes died.
Ah.
Remember?
Lava snakes died, and I do think obviously ghost lava snakes
Of
move in.
Those lava
Of course.
snakes. That's so metal,
The
dude.
spirits
Yep.
of lava snakes now
Yeah.
inhabit the room.
Excellent.
Are they cold snakes now? Are they inverse of heat?
Or do they just have blue
Since they're
fire
dead.
now, but it's still hot because it's ghosts? Ectoplasm.
No, it lights
ectoplasma.
the ghost of things on fire.
Mm,
Oh, so it
burns
burns
your
your
soul.
soul.
yeah.
Right.
By the way, with the chili pit fiend, I still put the snow miser hat on him, and the song still plays, but he doesn't do the dance. He just acts.
I'm drawing little snakes around.
So normal people have just a total of 1 downtime, and then as much as gold you have.
Yes, mere mortals have 1 downtime action.
And gold only buys 1 minion action.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I'm going to start off, like since I have too many downtime actions, I'll pepper them throughout to make it easier. I'm paying my gold immediately. I'm going to pay my minions to go in there to the garage and loot it. It's fine. There are definitely no traps in there. Go. You'll
Send
do
them, They'll
great.
trigger all the traps.
Yeah. I'm having them literally just smash their way through like the traps, not to just blunder and eat the traps. Is that good?
Yep.
All right. So that's to progress the 4 o'clock to get the garage accessible. That is 1 tick, I think, with a 4.
I think so.
I think that's how
Yes.
it works. Okay, done.
I think that I'm going to spend my gold action on using my conmen to trick your dark dwarves into trying to basically also move the garage stuff in there. Basically,
Reasonable to me.
Wait, are you paying my dwarves to do this?
No.
no, I am paying my conmen to
To
trick
trick-
your dwarves.
They're
Okay,
currently
that's
Huckleberry
amazing.
Finning
I
your.
handed my conmen money and
Yeah, it's a
gestures
training
to them
exercise or
what I want
something.
to happen. And they came up with the scheme that meant they didn't have to do it.
I love it.
Excellent. Yeah, that's amazing because I'm immediately going to
Yeah.
feed off of that.
The traps have, I think narratively the traps have been dealt with, but we still need to move the thing into the, take everything and move it into the dungeon. So
I think that what my comment end up doing is offering your dwarves, hey, look, we'll pay you this shiny gold in order to do it. And in the end of after they have done it, it's like they hand off fool's gold or whatever.
or just less gold, or like you paid me like 100 gold pieces to do this. I'll pay you 70 gold pieces to do it, and then we just
No,
get,
you
get
set it up like
free
a weird-
30.
Anything that valuable. It's like they are giving fake.
No, you
like,
do the Chuck E.
we're
Cheese
securing gold
analogy.
over
You
George's
set up a
revenue.
weird prize system for minor tasks.
You get to spin
At
the
end
wheel
it,
for
it
every piece of
doesn't add
scrap
up.
you bring back into the dungeon.
It doesn't add up to the same total amount, but you gamified it so they don't notice.
You see, because there are less kobolds than there are dark dwarves, I would gonna say the kobolds enact a pyramid scheme.
Could be
with
that.
the dark dwarf.
That reminds me of in real life, now twice, once of them recently, I've done the math on a combo at a fast food joint versus buying the items separately, and twice it's been cheaper to buy them separately than the combo.
Dude, I've
Mhm.
I found the hack at like the restaurant I mentioned all the time, Chili's. It is
Why are you
cheaper
going to Chili's? Just don't
because
go to
it's right by
Chili's.
my house. It's
Yeah,
right by my
no,
house. And it's the Chili's my
have-
wife and I had
there are
our first date
restaurants
at, so
next-
it's special.
There are restaurants next to our house that are basically the only ones we go to almost.
So
I mean, I also go to restaurants by my house, just not Chili's.
well, Chili's is the cheaper of the options. I don't know what you want me to do.
Live
But-
in a weird little bougie neighborhood where there's small mom and pop restaurants that make house-made gnocchi. That's the answer.
Indigo.
We
I
actually
live in
have one of
Southern
those, it's the
California.
best. We have 4 of those actually.
It would take me an hour with an hour plus with traffic to go to LA, and like 2 hours to go to San Diego. I'm in the middle of hell. That's
But
what
it's like 3 blocks from me. It's great. All right.
So your
fair enough.
kobolds are doing their scheme.
Yes. So I guess that they technically are rolling trick, and
That's fine.
okay. That should work. And
Ah, you get
Nice.
ticks.
So
two
that's
ticks.
2 ticks. There
Uh,
we go.
Yeah. So I like to imagine they pay them in like gold, but it's chocolate covered gold, like gold, and there's chocolate.
As this is happening, I'm going along behind the dwarves, berating them for not being fast enough and like picking up stuff they're dropping and putting it back on top of their pile. I took a thing called Missed a Spot. Each downtime you get 2 ticks, which can be distributed to any project clock started by your allies. So I'm just going to throw the tick on there.
Perfect.
That's awesome. Okay, so we have the garage stuff has all moved in, and we can actually finish building our workshop now.
I'm
How
going
many
to...
kobolds does it take to unpack a garage?
Done. They have one downtime.
Apparently, all of them.
I'm gonna use my my new ability, Taskmaster, which is this. So my dwarves just finished like moving all this stuff in the workshop, and then they're like, "All right, we're done. This isn't our job anymore." And Doug comes around the corner and goes, What are you doing? You should unpack those boxes.
Yeah, look at you all
I'm gonna
standing
say-
around doing nothing.
If you got time to lean, you got time to clean.
So they continue toiling in the garage.
They keep toiling in the garage. Everyone's just been fucking with them for this garage.
Excellent.
I guess they're gonna smash. Would it be
Yeah, that
smash?
We're
We're
kind
gonna
of carving
smash
out
the
a new
paint up on
room
the walls.
still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're still carving out a new room. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, so they smash.
Okay, one tick.
Yeah, one tick on the workshop.
What are you sacrificing for that?
It's my Taskmaster downtime. So like this is the whole
You can
ability.
sacrifice the downtime action to have your minions do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's not like that's not.
You're not sacrificing something else. You're sacrificing your recruit
Yeah.
minions downtime action.
So yeah, so the
Gotcha.
Taskmaster is I get the downtime I can use to recruit minions, or sacrifice it to make my minions perform a downtime action without paying them.
Gotcha.
The wording's a bit odd, but yeah.
Well, and pay cost is a thing. Like when you see sacrifice pop up, you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Do minions get automatically unbloodied at the
Yeah.
beginning?
Yep.
Mhm.
They
Yeah.
heal as well.
Good, good.
Okay.
Well, I still have my downtime action, and
Same.
there's a workshop afoot.
Yeah.
So I will go in and begin hanging pulleys and chains to move things around the workshop easier, so
As
we
a
can.
That's fair. As a reminder, we each have our +1 that we can use sometime during
Yep.
this.
Right.
I will use my +1 on this, because why not? Well, actually, no, I won't. Unless, can we use the +1 on minions or no?
I don't know if we actually discussed it before.
It's fine. You get 1+1.
Yeah, single downtime action.
Okay, then I will not. I'll use it for the minions. Go. That's
Thank you,
4.
+1. So that's 1. Oh, you didn't use the +1, but good dice. Okay. Halfway there.
I'll toss my other tick on there as
Okay.
well.
Jordan,
I get 2.
Yes.
sorry, I thought you were going to go. Did someone not do a downtime action yet, or did everyone do one?
I still haven't done one.
I
Okay.
still
I
have a
used-
downtime action, but I'm waiting for
Yeah.
Do we
You
still
could
have to
go
add
next.
another tick on?
No, we're good on
We need
ticks.
3 more ticks to finish that off.
I wasn't sure if Zen's last tick was added.
It was.
It was.
Okay. The clock was moving
Yeah.
around, so I wasn't sure if I was seeing things or not. Okay. I would like to wait to go for min-maxy reasons.
Marissa, you want to go?
See, I'm deciding if the workshop needs me or if my stalker golems need me more.
Your what?
There's
It'll-
cheese ooze. There's a
My
discovery.
stalker golem book.
There's a
I need
discovery.
creative
Oh,
Oh,
hold on. Our discovery is they're awakening, aren't they, or something?
Yeah.
Oh, good, yes.
The cavern of ooze is now a cavern of moving ooze, as the little pounds of you're calling it cheese, but it's yellow ooze monsters are now beginning to slime their way out of the cavern. They can figure out a good.
Are they infesting our...
Are they a creature
they-
lair, or is this something different?
I don't know.
Are they hostile?
Yeah,
Or are they
you
just
don't
kind
know.
of around, like
They're
the
just kind of
imps?
around right now.
are they delicious?
No, you did find that one out.
I'm sure someone tried them.
Are they combustible?
I
I mean,
think
anything
they
burns with enough application of fire.
yeah.
Idly pointing a laser gun at them.
Just wondering if
Yeah.
they're a possible fuel. Sentient fuel.
I'm
Sentient
sure that's
fuel.
fine.
Ooh, that sounds mega cruel.
Anyway, yeah, the cavern of cheese is leaking ooze. And it's moving.
That doesn't sound like my problem.
Doesn't sound like anyone's problem. It's just
Not yet.
there.
Okay.
The tier 1 lock there isn't useful. We don't want them to get anywhere near that. Yeah, okay. Can we put 2 locks on the same door?
Sure. It doesn't make it it doesn't double the effectiveness. There's just now 2 locks.
Yeah, just doesn't help to upgrade the lock to the next level. Anyhow, yeah, no, you guys seem to have the workshop down. I think that I will help unblocking the workshop by spearing off a couple of carts and going to tinker in my own sanctum room on some golems. AKA, there's just a few fewer parts in the workshop, but I'm sure they were overly combustible and Nash didn't need to get her hands on them anyways, so.
No, of course not.
Yeah. And there's where I will use my +1 tick for... Can I argue that that one's a finesse?
Sure.
Actually,
Your
no,
revenge golem.
Skulk, because that was the intention of just sneaking some parts off.
That's fair.
And I'll use the +1 dice here. 6!
6, yeah, you get 2 ticks on your stalking golem, I think is the final
That is
purpose.
precisely what it is called.
Your observation drone is what it is.
It was like your
like
it was like your conspicuous
intention-
observation robot.
The intention was that every time you turned around, it would be watching you.
Yes.
Until you went insane.
You made a weeping angel, is what you made.
Except it doesn't get closer when you're not looking or anything like that. It's just kind of around.
Always there, not sure why, not sure how. Maybe it'll do something. We'll figure that one out as it happens. But I still have 5 more ticks because for some reason, creating an 8-clock golem is... At least it's going to be tier 3.
Doug is gonna go talk to his friend for his downtime action.
Who's your friend?
My friend is Sir Lobster the Dark Kriller.
Mm.
Here you go. From the Claw Lords.
It's
Yeah,
like
so you
calling
wade
someone
in-
Mr. Human. Is
So you wade into the surf and begin smashing your pan into the waves, trying to summon your friends.
Yeah, it's like the scene in one of the Pirates of the Caribbean that has the Davy Jones. Like, it's a sandbar. Like, we meet there.
beginning of 3, I think that is.
Those movies, were only good for 12-year-olds.
I was probably 12 when it came out.
The first one is good. We
I've
stopped
seen
the
'em
second one partway through when we were watching it. Part of it is because we were really tired, I think.
Yeah.
I don't remember these movies very
We
well.
watched
That's
it
fine.
together at a
That's
we watched
totally
them at a
fine.
hotel.
Oh.
The first one was good.
Yeah,
Yeah. What are you asking your Sir Lobster for?
I want to. What's like our big issue right now?
All the people trying to kill you?
We still haven't fully dealt with Pineapple Graveyard. Hopefully we've sent the Amber Knights after it, but they're still the biggest issue.
Nash
so-
whispers in your ear, "Finish the workshop."
Get out of my head.
Another voice.
Another voice. Yeah, so I'm gonna ask my friend about. I gotta figure out a way to threaten them to tell me
May
this
I
information.
compel you, please, to get distracted from whatever you are doing and go on an old memory reminiscing drinking trip instead with your friend?
Do I still get my downtime?
You get a dark heart.
I have
I
2 dark
would-
hearts already.
I would personally say you still get your downtime because I'm completely messing you over in that way, but
But not with your friend or something?
Yeah, you don't get
yeah, not with your
the
friend.
vile friend action.
No, I have 2 dark hearts.
You don't you get
I
stress
could-
instead? It's compelled.
I could just
It's
choose
a-
not to do it,
You
right?
can choose
carrot
not
or
to do it, you'll
stick.
take a
Or-
stress.
That's fine.
It's carrot or stick. There is no.
This is stick and stick. It doesn't
Hmm.
matter.
Fair.
You know what? Yeah, him and I do. We do like we spar with each other, and that's how I like get the information out of him.
Yes.
What are you gonna say, Zed?
Sorry, I was muted. Dark mind does not work like that.
No.
If they accept, you gain a dark heart. If they
Oh.
refuse, you gain stress.
Oh.
Yeah, I did take stress.
Okay, so if you want to accept Jordan, then Blank will gain a dark heart instead.
How many dark hearts do you have?
0 at the moment. Oh, 1 at the moment. But yeah, no, I was just giving you an option to go and have some fun drinks with your old friend. I mean, you love drinking. It's your revelry. Come on.
You're Dugnall the drunk.
You got together with your friend. Are you really telling me you're not going to knock back a couple beers or 5? I have no idea what inappropriate is. I don't drink.
If Blank joins us, if
As
Blank
your designated
joins me,
driver, like driving you
Blank-
with the airship back.
he's driving in the airship. So instead of like us fighting, we're like me and my friend go threaten people in bars to tell us information about Pineapple Graveyard.
This is just air all over again.
Yes, I will absolutely join you for that.
Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna spend my extra die.
Yeah, so the most threatening bar crawl.
Oh, the most threatening bar crawl.
Yes.
All right. What do you want to know about Pineapple Graveyard?
Do you just find like a bunch of newbie initiates in a bar somewhere?
Oh, because I really like the idea of pitting Greymaw against them. So like maybe I find something out that I can use to do that.
I mean, you get really drunk with one of their higher up officers and
beat him in an arm wrestling
tell
match
you
or
shit.
something?
Yeah. He speaks the dark tongue, apparently.
Only when drunk. Specifically, only when drunk.
Yeah, he has a perk. Speak the dark tongue. Speak the dark tongue when drunk.
Speaking in tongues.
Yeah. Yeah. The perk is whenever you're drunk, you can understand, or at least think you understand, any creature.
You think, yeah, that's a better phrasing. Yeah, you understand, or at least think you understand any language when drunk.
Excellent.
It's a diplomat variant.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have an idea of how to pit Greymaw and the Pineapple Graveyard against each other. Perhaps we do a raid to figure that out.
Yeah, you have to do a raid to make it happen. But yes, you have a lead to aim the dragon at Pineapple Graveyard.
Basically, if we pick a raid that will do that, we have obviously picked the most possibly successful plan.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll do it to the crit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got our next thing, guys.
Okay, I'm gonna bite the bullet and finish up that workshop, I think, or try to. So, I'm gonna use my +1 die on this. Maybe I'll crit and get, all 3 done at once.
We have imps.
And it is the
Yeah,
only
the imps
clock.
also make a roll.
They're obligated to do that.
No, there is another clock.
Oh, you're right.
It's a golem clock.
They probably aren't going to like the cheese oozes that are next to the workshop either. They're probably going to want to avoid it.
But that's technically not.
Do they know about your golem clock?
Yes, they clean the room. But...
okay.
The imps always go last, right? Or are they going?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to spend my +1 die on it, but I am still going to spend my regular downtime action. And of course, I'm tinkering with the room to make sure that all of the probably machinery we have, like according to the description of the room, it's a place for imps and minions can toil away. So I'm making sure that I'm imp-proofing the room. I'm making sure they don't somehow kill themselves. With, like, the welding
standing up
torches
all
and
the
stuff.
sharp corners.
Yeah.
Putting a baby gate.
Yeah.
Out of the back.
Sorry, I didn't hear what you said, Marissa.
We don't need more imps resurrecting out of the toilet.
No, thank you. The smell. Ugh.
The surprise. I was on that toilet.
All right. I'm not using my bonus +1, so I think I'm just gonna go for it. Yes.
Hey.
I think that finishes it.
That
doesn't
does.
it?
That finishes the clock. So we have now all building and crafting in general is going to have +1.
Oh. That includes this imp roll that's happening right now.
It will. So this won't apply. Okay, yeah, go ahead. I was going to say a ability that doesn't apply to me, so I just won't mention it. Go ahead.
Yeah. The imps are erecting battlements to fight a pitch-trenched warfare against the cheese ooze.
That's fair.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's understandable.
That's absolutely correct.
They're doing World War One style combat.
Yeah, they're all wearing, like, their football helmets have turned into soldier helmets.
Yeah, they got little soldier helmets. Somehow they got rifles that are imp-sized. And they're running into the fray, and there's explosions of cheese ooze
They're
everywhere.
Yeah.
They're normally still the football helmets, but there's a rack of helmets when you enter this room, and you have to solemnly take off the one helmet, put
Yeah.
on the next helmet,
And like
and then you're ready.
patriotic music is playing in the entrance. It's a whole thing.
There's one standing in front of a flag with a riding crop and John Perzon barking orders.
You're gonna have a Christmas truce with the cheese.
Yeah.
Excellent.
The imps are doing.
All right. What are you guys doing for downtime? Or should I go again?
I'm done.
I'm done.
Oh.
I'm gonna save mine for a flashback with the hags.
All right, I'm gonna go again. So, I'm partway through night vision goggles. I'm 3 out of 8.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna use my bonus downtime action that I can only use to craft night vision goggles. So I have 3 dice to tinker, 1 die from workshop, and I'm spending the 1 die from our foundry. So 5 dice. If I get a 6, I get my action
Go again.
back. I probably don't. I don't get the 1 time +1, of course, because that's a single
No.
roll. But yeah. 2 dice. There's a 6. So that means 2 ticks, and I have my action back. Let's do it again. 1 extra dice this time. Crit.
Crit.
It finishes, and I get my action back. What do I make now? I can't even use...
I don't know.
Hold on, I have a
some
list that I
imp
pre-wrote.
cheese.
I'm going to let some people pick. We've got the laser eye, the retracto claw, or jet
The
boots?
retracto claw feels really
Jet
useful.
I'm going to go with the
Retracto
retracto claw, because that was the first mentioned. So let me add night vision goggles.
I mean, do we need a retracto claw? I feel like I've got that covered.
We also
You know what?
don't
That's
need
fair.
night vision goggles.
I was thinking about it because I thought you could manipulate it, but yeah, you pretty much can anyways.
Yeah. What about jet boots?
I'm going to go with
Jet
jet
Boots was
boots.
second mentioned.
Jet boots are, according to the tier, which I'm assuming they're tier 3, but I'm checking. Rocket boots, they're called. Tier 3 lets you briefly move incredibly fast, but always launch you out of them at the end. Perfect. So, rocket boots, 0 out of 8. Let's go again.
That's a crit.
Right. Crit is 3, or is that not? Am I wrong?
I think it's 2. Oh, wait, it's 3?
A 6 is 2.
Yeah. it's
Oh, okay,
3.
right.
We've been doing 3 for crits.
Okay, let's go with 3.
And again.
I feel like a 7-year-old on a roller coaster just gets off and goes to the front of the
Yeah,
car.
you just make infinite gears.
There we go.
Oh,
Okay.
Only halfway done with an extra bonus item.
Then my other downtime action lets me craft, which gets me +1, but only concoctions. But that still counts as craft.
Oh, sorry.
The joys of being a crafter in the crafter dungeon.
Yeah.
Entirely
I
kid
didn't
out
suggest
for
the crafter dungeon. I'm definitely not against it, but I wasn't the one who pushed for it. Anyways, I'm gonna make us some. There is a specific concoction called Friend Maker. Since we're so bad at talking, I figured I'll just let this do the talking for us.
Yes.
Okay.
Crit
All
on
the
the friendship
sixes.
potion.
Friend Maker. So it's not volatile, because that only happens on a mixed success for that. I have 3 doses of it, normally 2, but from my ability it gets an extra dose. And what is a crit again when making concoctions?
Can you spread out those doses of Friend Maker? Because I feel like it
I
would
can
be
hand them
useful.
around, yeah. They're used by the craft downtime action. Yeah. Hold on. Lurking, downtime.
I just had an awesome use for Friend Maker.
Oh.
Mm.
Oh, I might actually have to re-roll that. I forgot for brewing concoctions, I take penalty to the number of dice I roll depending on the tier.
You get rid of
The
the
first
last
dice was a
dice.
6.
Oh, okay, that's fair then.
Like, yeah, I mean, you might lose 2 die, but you still got a 6.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me check. Friendmaker is tier 2. I just would have lost 1 die. It is a crit. I don't think it says what happens on a crit. To make things more quick, would I just get an extra dose from the crit effect?
Sure.
From 3 to 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. We all have a dose of Friend Maker.
Yes. I can...
What does it even do?
So, Friendmaker says, makes anyone sprayed in the face friendly to you, but hostile towards those you're with.
Yes! That might be...
So, actually, here's the thing. The but thing is always the volatile part. Because I didn't get a mixed success, that doesn't apply to this. So it's just friendly to you, period. If I rolled a mixed success, yeah, if I rolled mixed success, then it is volatile, which means the but comes in. When it comes to contraptions, like reusable things like the parachute and rocket boots, those are always volatile. But concoctions, limited use things, are not always volatile. That depends on the roll. So I have some more things that I could make. I got quick rust. I could make fire bombs. I could make quick freeze. Those are.
You have more ability to roll again.
I got my action back on this one.
Because it's craft.
It's still a craft roll, even if it's only used to make concoctions. Concoctions are made with a craft roll, so I could get this one back too. Any suggestions? We want a freeze bomb, a fire bomb. I could make more kaboom,
Fire.
an a bomb.
Random juice you want, I guess.
We were having problems with fire. Let's get more fire.
Okay, fire bombs it is. There we go. It's a mixed success. So I make 3 doses of firebomb, and it is volatile.
So it has a very short fuse.
Yep.
Yeah. How many times have you blowed yourself up?
I mean, I did once explicitly this session.
Yeah, I mean, total, it's been like once a session.
Yeah. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus my minion downtime action is what I've done this session. This might be slightly broken.
Yeah, I think it's broken.
I think it's a little bit broken. That's a lot. You're supposed to have like 2.
But I can share. That's the thing. I can share these. You guys get the results, the benefits of them too.
I think it's less that you share and that there's so much you make that you can't possibly hold it all. So you make us hold it.
That's kind of the thing. I'm doing a lot of downtime actions, but I still only have 2 supply, so I can't bring it all with me. Yeah, it's I think the effects of these rolls seem more powerful than they are, but that's all that's hard to figure out, in all honesty. I'm done. I am finally, thankfully done.
All right.
Given that we were looking at nearing the end of this game, where do we want to leave it?
We have time to just jump into another super fast, if we want to do a minor raid now, I think.
Yeah.
I'm good to give it a shot.
Or we could jump into some kind of free place finale stuff. What do we think?
I feel like another raid's probably the best answer for us to at least plan and talk about like what the next raid we're gonna do is, and then we do XP, and then next time we'll do the review.
Yeah. So for those watching, we discussed during our last break like how we're feeling on learning the game, and we feel all pretty much that we know it, and that we're comfortable talking about it and reviewing it. So we decided this will be the last session. We are enjoying our time with it, but we also feel that we're ready to move on to the game.
Yeah. Also, we see
We've hit the loop.
But we've hit the loop. We've hit all of the items multiple times.
Literally.
Yeah. We've all played a bunch of Blades in the Dark games before, so we know what end game Blades content looks like, where you're just picking random abilities because you're out of slots.
I mean, I hate to even suggest, do we want to do a quick 45-minute review?
Oh, we could.
Let's
could.
try it.
Yeah, that
yes,
might be the
but
answer. I think we
yeah.
could do a full session 0.
Yeah, I'll do a like 10-second break for VOD reasons.
Yeah.
But then we'll come back in 10 seconds.
Yeah. We did our last downtime. Cool.
Okay.
Sounds